My light them bright like shit. So Pang, you probably won't recognize me, my son. I got total darkness now and St.
Yeah, I
Croix.
see, man.
You just use the teeth.
You is dark over there, my son.
Yeah, I ain't got no
Caribbean
light, my
sun,
son.
bro.
This me. Yeah, I was doing couple kickball events and stuff uh, for Senator VLA. So we've been in the sun really getting destroy entire day. So and this is Easter weekend, so it's man, we could just stick in the sun for now.
And you only consider brightness because I invest in a selfie light your check, so
Maybe I need a selfie light. Maybe let me see if I
I'm
pull out
tell
my phone. Let me wait. Let me see what's going on. I gotta be like darkness. Okay. No, that's just me.
Darkness. Uh, yeah, man. But good afternoon, man. Good afternoon, brothers. Good afternoon, man. So it's crazy. This is the first time I actually have taken Chris on with both eye at the same time. So
yeah, I definitely missed your episode. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year.
yeah.
Missed your episode,
Last year,
and
last.
Who buying?
No,
yeah,
Chris was this year.
was this
No,
year?
you
No,
been Pang. You been on the last one. Tegan wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Chris been
yeah,
on, man. I've been watching IO.
yeah. Chris been on twice. He been on twice. We do it
I know
twice.
there
So
was one that I
first
missed,
one.
didn't I? Yeah, I missed the first one. Okay, got you.
No.
No,
You
you were
was on
on.
the first one, Pang.
You was on the first one.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, matter of fact, is last week. Not last week. The week before is the one I missed. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah, man, I had to be checking in with you guys, man. Don't think I ditching IO, but sports start back up and within the VI, everything lasts to get take place, you know what I'm saying? So man, it's a lot of things happening right now, my son. With softball, with basketball, everything going like everything is in one wave, brothers. We're playing volleyball, we're playing softball, we're playing basketball, we're playing governmental lead. It's a lot. It's just a lot right now going on at St. Croix. So and
that's
St.
good.
Thomas. I ain't been at St. Thomas, so but I know they kind of reciprocating what we're doing here at St. Croix. So a lot of things happening.
Well, that's
That's
what's up,
good, bro.
man.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
About time. That's all I can say about time.
Yeah, I can't even tell the last time I hear like a COVID story on the news and like everything like kind of honestly, I rarely see people wear mask. Like everything just seems like it's just going back to normal. I mean, I don't continue wearing my mask, but
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
it just seems like
Until the war done in Russia. That's when Putin done, then COVID coming back.
so. You're saying the United States focus there elsewhere right now?
Oh yeah. Everybody focus
Oh
on
yeah.
Putin. Once
Oh yeah.
Putin done, we right back to COVID. Watch.
But they talk about COVID here and there in the news, and they kind of slipping it in lately. A new variant and all that stuff. So
Including our favorite Dr. Evil, who know that everything was happening in well, I ain't gonna say much about that because I ain't want to ban our show here. So let me leave that alone.
they not gonna ban it, man. They're not gonna ban it. They don't want to step in. They don't want to step in these type of waters.
No,
Right.
sir.
Yeah, man.
No,
Well, I'll go ahead, Tegan, before I go and bring this up.
No, I say just been crazy how everything just get flipped, but I've been that side of the world, so I have a different perspective. A lot of the things that we see in the news, I like to just tell people, make sure you get both sides before you judge. I'm not for nobody, not Putin, not USA, none of that. I'm just saying a lot of the things that you see ain't really as true as you think. I mean, I've been in Ukraine and them side, them people got real Nazi. We had the little fake Nazis them in America who acting like they's Nazi. Nah, Ukraine got a real one, boss. The real one them. But people don't really know that, but that's just facts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, European are some of the racist people in the world. I ain't ashamed to say it. That's true. I play over there.
Yeah,
Them man used to throw banana and stuff after black players. Regular.
they still do
I've
it
been
with the
there
soccer
when they do it.
players.
That's why you to see before every game, the soccer players them kneel. What they
Yeah,
kneeling for? They say no to racism. You know why they say no to racism? Because the Europeans are some of the most racist people in the world. People
yeah,
don't really understand that. You know what I'm saying? But if you never really been in that atmosphere, you can't really speak on it. So I just leave people to their ignorance. But I know I've been in them side. I've been in Poland. I walk into Poland and I see they had Hitler, and they say the greatest leader of all time. I say, what? Hitler? So, you know what I'm saying? It'll let you know. You better travel the world to understand what's really going on. Because
Mm.
what you might see as an enemy in another country, that man might see him as a hero.
that's
And
true.
Wow,
that's just a fact of
you're
life.
right.
Yeah, that's true, man. Well, we were supposed to have Mountain on, but unfortunately, we're not gonna have him on this evening. He has some stuff he has to do and stuff. But
Mm.
you know, we'll continue with the show. I had some questions I wanted to ask Mountain. And we pretty much have the right people on, this evening to kind of talk about what we was going to head into. Talking about travel basketball, AAU. The effects and the good, the bad, the effects, and the different effects they have on and the athletes and stuff like that, the coaches, what's their motive? Are they be role models or they just using the kids? Is it for money? Is it for a come up? There's so many different avenues we could go into, and we have Tegan. You deal with your with your program. You know, we have Pan as well too, who experienced in basketball. We have Chris as well, who's experienced in basketball. He has a son that plays basketball, and myself experienced in basketball, and I also have a son that plays basketball. My son is a lot more older, and also Pag has a son that plays basketball too. So just hearing the different perspectives and stuff, you know. So this one it should be interesting because Tiga, you are a coach and you like a mentor, So I'm interested to hear your point of view and your perspective.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great
So
subject. I mean, I definitely would love to chime in on this today because this actually why I losing a lot of time. I'm doing so much right now in terms of I have a 15 and you 15 under. When I say 15U, it's 15 and under. You mean under for the people who don't understand what I'm saying. 15U, 16U, 16 under, 17U, and so forth. So we have a 16U that turns 17U. That's in the States, which those guys did the podcast with the Elite Podcast when we was in Atlanta. Those guys
yeah,
are 17. Those guys are doing extremely well, Mumbai. Those guys are doing great. We have Khalid Haywood, they and Malik Richards. They won the Atlanta States Championship in 6A. Big
6 8.
school.
Oh, that's a big
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
That's
Them,
good.
congrats,
them,
congrats.
yeah, man. Them guys did very well. I'm so proud of them guys. And Chad and Giant, McFarlane. Them guys are playing on one of the top traveling team, Atlanta AAU right now. And the guys are making waves. They're beating a lot of them teams. Under Armour. Every weekend they go in and play, and them guys sending me clips. I'm so proud of these guys.
Yeah,
It really shows that we do have the talent, but if we just give them just that little ounce of exposure, you never know how far our players could go.
that's true.
Aliyah just show us, right?
Yeah, yeah,
National
yeah,
champion, right? Aliyah
Yeah,
just show
yeah.
yeah.
us.
No, it's true. It's
So
true. That's true.
right there.
So well, this is pretty much with both of you, right? With Chris, you living in the States now, growing up in the Borgilas and playing basketball. Now you have a son that plays basketball. Now you seeing it from a parent perspective, how the travel basketball work AAU. I like to call it travel basketball, but it's travel basketball AAU. What's your perspective from a parent, from a parent's eye view, with you having a son being involved, and then also hearing, T Young, like what's his perspective as, what's the most important thing, when it comes to like running a program and playing games and development of a kid, like what you aim for going against like what Chris is observing from his perspective, you know. So
Well, I could say one of the things, and I think I briefly talked about it the last time when I hear both y'all talk about it too, is the importance of a coach. I was fortunate enough to at least say that when my son started AAU the first time that he had a coach, that his coach was really into the kids, you know what I mean? And the parents. He had a separate email to state to us what was going on with the kids. And he had a separate email that he used to state, he used to reach out to the parents on his own. And his thing was he never believed in keeping a child on the bench. He feel that if all his players could come to practice and practice hard, that everybody should have an opportunity to play, especially if the parents are putting in the time, the money, traveling. And that struck me real big from the age of when I started playing. I started playing at 12, 13 years old. From 13 to my 30s, that's one of the few times I've ever really experienced a coach really dedicated himself to be about his players. And he said it to us, the parents. He said, "Look, I can't expect to have you guys putting in all this work and the kids for a child to sit on a bench looking up at their parents, you know, looking up at their parents and getting distracted for the fact that they're not getting a chance to play." So having my son in that kind of system starting in the AAU, I felt for me was like one of the biggest thing, and not just for me, for his mother too. You know what I mean? Because I'm all about basketball. She know about the game, but she ain't as dedicated as to me. So for her to see that, it became a push for her to be involved and to want to be, want to be willing to get out of bed and take him to practice the days I couldn't. Want to be part of the, going to Pennsylvania for the tournaments, driving from Virginia or driving from the different states to states. It made her understand, like, and we knew all the kids' name. Of course, we knew all the kids' name. We knew all the parents, and being a part of that, starting with the AAU, it was a plus for me. It was an invigorating feeling for me. And we were fans of all the kids, and the kids, you could tell they thrived off of that. When you see Billy playing and you see Billy make a mistake, we ain't getting down on Billy. Yo, Billy, keep your head up and keep going, get the next play, and so forth and so forth. You know what I mean? So I guess some parents who will come out and mainly just want to see their child play. You know what I mean? I guess some parents that really just want to focus on their child. But that atmosphere gravitated to all the parents being amongst all the kids and just rooting on all the kids. So my introduction to the AAU was, like I said, for me, it was a blessing. You know what I mean? He, besides that, he also played for Byron Mouton. Byron Mouton. Mouton was the one that won a championship with
Yeah,
Maryland, right?
yeah. With Wang Dixon them.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I remember that name. I remember that name.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the current team he plays on now with Byron Mouton. And
Big.
it's not as the same thing, but at the same time, it's still the structural of the parents and the organization of it is real invigorating to see. Seeing the whole talent pool of kids and seeing how they compete, and seeing and I hear Tegan mention it too, seeing the fact that they practice like time before these games, getting ready for these games rather than a quick, well,
Just show up.
we having a game on Monday, we starting to put his team together 2 weeks or 3 weeks ahead of time, was a plus two. So the program itself, I mean, it gonna have its ups and of course its downs, because I've heard different stories, but from my experience, I could definitely say I was fortunate to have a son within different programs where he was able to feel comfortable and feel pushed. Um, One quick story. In one of the games, and I saw it. His first when he first get picked to the team, Pana Byron had put him on the lesser team, you could say. He split up the teams in two, so he put him on a team where he actually had to work. You know what I mean? And
The B
my
team.
son didn't see what I saw. You know what I mean? He put him on that team so he can play to his best ability, because really and truly the other four guys, he was better than all four of them. He'll put him give him a chance to lead, so when times come, he's already getting that feeling. And I like that guy. He pulled me aside, and even before he told me, I knew what he was doing. So he pulled me aside and he was like, "Man, Jai has potential, but he likes to play with his friends. So what I wanted him to do was be on a team without his friends, where he had to really compete and
You had
game
to
in,
work.
get his motor going." So I definitely appreciate him doing that. You know what I mean?
That's a
So
great strategy. Yeah,
yeah,
great
definitely
strategy.
it was. And I had to explain because he wasn't happy about that. But I had to explain to him, like, yo, this was for your benefit, man. You don't know how much. For the fact that he did that, showed me that he sees something in you. So don't ever run from the competition. Run towards it. You know what I mean?
It's true. Facts.
That's true.
And you mentioned Maryland, right? I gotta say, my boy, my best friend Pang, he took a picture with Wang Dixon in China. So I know he still have that picture. I think I have that picture, Pang. You and Wang Dixon in China. You remember
Wang,
Wang Dixon?
yeah, Wang Dixon and the
He was a
temple dude.
monster of a god, eh? Lenny
Yeah,
Greer.
Lenny Greer. Yeah,
Yeah,
what he
those guys
named?
was
What he named that used to be with Spurs too. That came from. He started off with Washington and then he went to the Spurs. A dark skinned dude had a little fro, but I can't remember his name. There was three of them. That all three of them make it to the NBA.
yeah. Yeah, we just missed out playing those guys in China when we was in college. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that one day up. But but just piggybacking on what you saying with the AAU scene, man. What that coach did for your child, I mean,
Bless
and
up, Kari.
you being a ball player, that's
Bless up,
very
Kari.
important because a lot of parents don't understand. AAU sometimes, especially at the lowest level, is more guys are looking to develop the kids. Them guys are looking to give everybody an opportunity, see where their really weakness are, so they can really put them guys in situation where they can make the weakness better. So by and this generation love to play with all the best players, which are their friends, beating up on weaklings. Your game ain't gonna get no better if you keep playing against the weakest players. That's number one. So your coach recognized that you have to take him out of his comfortable state, put him in a way that he has to actually work, overcome some adversities here and there. You might even lose. So what? How are you going to react? Because at the end of the day, when you reach the professional level, you ain't going to win every game. Nobody wins every game. It's how you come back from that. So he has to learn how to lose and understand why you lose and being able to make the corrections to come back better. So that was a perfect strategy. Mumbai, in terms of me doing the AAU scene, me being a player and a coach, as all of us are players, yeah, obviously I play at a high level. I understand that as the level goes up, it becomes more, it becomes less of a fun game and more of a business. So what we as parents have to do, meaning Pang, you have a son, Mumba, you have a very good son, and your son coming up to Seabook. As the level goes up, you guys don't have to choose the best AAU to fit your sons because it becomes a doggy dog world. They're only going to play the players who's going to give them guys the meal ticket because AAU is a big business as well.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys are trying to push out Division One athletes. So now it's not about playing everybody no more. It's about playing the one who really, really wants it. And if you don't choose the right team, your son might be on the best Nike team, the best Jordan team, whatever. But if he never plays, he never gets seen. And that's the problem there. You want to make sure you put your son in a situation that at least he might not have to be the starter player. If he's the star, great, that's gravy. But if he is in the top three players, at least you know every game somebody's coming to see him. If he's gonna be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, he better bust his butt because chances are ain't too many people coming and watch the lower tier of the top teams. You know what I'm saying? So
That's true.
that's
That's
something
true.
you guys need to know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, it's funny you mentioned. Oh, somebody was gonna say something.
No, go ahead. I'll wait till you're done.
No, no, go ahead, Pan. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna make you mentioned that it's a business and how big that the AU scene has gotten. If you ever hear a lot of these NBA players talk, they don't can't wait until the our season so they could go and pick up their AAU team and start traveling with them and so a lot of these teams are well funded. You know what I'm saying? And so I just wanted to touch on that when you say it's a business because
That's true.
they don't really stack up these teams because just like the NBA players, how they're a stack team. Everybody want bragging rights. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
these NBA players going out and they're recruiting, they're bringing in players from. I used to always find it curious, like even as far back as LeBron James. If you ever hear LeBron tell his story about his LeBron ain't even play with a AAU team in Cleveland. You know,
Yeah.
what's his name? Kevin Garnett went all the way California to play on an
Yeah.
AAU team with Paul Pierce. Like they've been doing this for years, traveling and stacking up team, and so that's how big AAU has gotten. Like people are just go out their way to just build these team and just try to just run through the league with no, like you said, Tiga, no competition, and see Boogie, no competition. They ain't trying to get no competition. They just want, their best players to get seen. And if they got a team of 10 players, these NBA team, like 8 of them players gonna either make it to a good college, and then 5 of them gonna make it to the NBA.
That's facts.
Yep.
That's true. That is true.
Yep. I mean, it's getting so big right now. They have a series on ESPN and on Fox. It's called the Elites, where you can go. I think they even have it on streaming. You can watch LeBron James team. You can watch
Yeah, the
Bradley Beal
EYBL.
team. Yeah, but like these dudes have real players, like Pang said. So when you meet these type of players, you gotta make sure that if you put your sons in these situations, that first of all, these guys are ready. Um, and secondly, they gotta know that when you step into these situations, this thing is a business. These guys is a cultural thing. These guys will stamp on you. And as a child that's 16, 17, 18, I always believe you shouldn't crush a person at that age because he's too young to understand what his true worth is really about. You know what I'm saying? So if he's not 5 star, 6 star, 7 star, 8 star, however they grade him, you shouldn't put him on one of those elite team if he's not ready for that.
I
Let
agree.
him play on a team where he can play. And if he happen to meet some of those elite teams and show his wealth and show his worth,
Then they're gonna start coming looking for him.
Yep.
exactly. That would be
It's
my strategy.
it's funny you guys saying that because the other day I was driving with my son from practice. Yeah, it was from practice heading home, and I was telling him, Sonny, imagine if you didn't have a dad, or you had like a single parent or both parents who they none of them didn't know anything about like sports. You ever think about where you would be? And I asked my son that question. The reason being is because like I watch his journey to where he was to where he's at right now, and I remember like his first travel basketball team. He never used to get no game. Like he never used to play. And me, if you had a parent who played and always played or was good and went to college, but all that stuff, it's hard for you to watch your son go through that, knowing that you didn't really go through it. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to relate to how your son would feel because you never experienced that type of feeling
Damn right. You don't want to see
whatsoever.
your son riding no pine. Crazy.
That's the thing. And and it goes deeper because it's like, you know, if you're not good, nobody really if you don't find a coach that has a good heart and really into like developing players and it's not all about winning, you know what I'm saying, you would get lost in the system because like if I wasn't there for my son or if I didn't know anything about basketball, he might have just been like a regular player and just get overlooked and he probably would have quit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked him that because now he's like getting like big time recognition and like everything is starting to come into place and everything is just falling into place. And that's something I used to always tell him, just work on fundamentals and you don't worry about anything else. All the kids then that's better than you now, by the time you reach a junior, they're not going to be better than you. And I used to tell him, trust me, I'm telling you, don't worry about being good and being the best player. Just work on being good at all areas of the game. So that's the reason. So that's why I asked you that, and you guys touching on that, and that's why I asked the question with the whole travel basketball because sometimes now there is a parent whose son might be talented, but they just need work and they just need people to take time to help him. But sometimes they might never find that coach whatsoever. Which is kind of sad at the same time. Because what you guys like to say to you guys just said, like AA is a big business, and it is a big business, you know what I'm saying? But like, how do you go about it as a parent? And now that was the question, you know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to get see Boogie point of view, because it's tough. Tegan, when it comes to that, like what's your like number one goal? Since you have you have a team, you have a program, you do a lot of training, you do a lot of free stuff for the youth, you know.
Well, basically, Mumba, like you say, since I'm dealing with such a younger age, right? Like we talk about, I'm more looking for them to get exposure. That's number one. I'm trying to build a belief in the VI kids. Then first of all, specifically St. Croix, 'cause that's where we live and that's where I live.
Yeah.
So those are the kids I work with. Hopefully, I will be able to do it with the entire VI. But for now, St. Croix. But we always had this stigma, not us. For some reason, our generation was different. Me, you, Pang, Boogie, our generation was different. I remember going with Pang. Pang would never go anywhere and thinking, wow, these man will crush me. We ever had a conversation like that?
No.
Like, we always
Yeah,
believe,
that
like,
that that didn't exist. Those
yeah, like we
True.
had this confidence in we, which we should not have. We don't know, but
Yeah.
we always feel like we were going to go out there and compete.
Hmm.
But for this generation, they get caught up so now that guys, especially from the States, are 10 times better than them. And then they keep hearing it from their friends. When I go to the States, I'm going to get crushed. When I go and play this team in Atlanta, I'll get crushed. So I had to build that kind of belief like, dude, no, 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 no. You guys are just as good as anybody out there. Though they have a lot of players better than you guys. I ain't saying that. But you are better than a lot of players than you think. The problem is you ain't getting the same type of reps and exposure like them, so you don't know how good you are. So you are selling yourself short. So what my main focus was first, I had to instill that belief. The only way I can instill that belief is by taking them and put them through the fire, so to speak. And once they start winning and becoming successful, they say, "Wait, I thought these guys were a lot more tougher. I thought these guys were a lot greater. These guys keep talking about these guys as top tier players, but we're just as good. And maybe this talent ain't as good, coach." That's what they were telling me at first. I said,
Wow.
it's not that the talent ain't good. It's the fact that you don't know how good you are.
Right.
And maybe you are just as good and even better. And that's the problem we were having in the VI. And once I was able to get over that hurdle with my first group, and we started winning the first couple of tournaments. Remember, we didn't win. We finished third. We finished second. And we were struggling a bit, but it gave them the confidence to know that they could play with guys who are playing week in and week out. Then we went a couple of times. We won 2 tournaments. Then we went to Orlando, finished third in the big AAU tournament. So it really propelled these guys that we belong. You know what I'm saying? And it's showing right now. Those guys stayed in the States. We have 2 states champion guys. We have 2 guys right now who are already getting recruited in 11th grade. We have a guy in Kentucky. We have a guy in Tennessee. I mean, everybody want a piece of our guys. And the last tournament we went to that we won in Atlanta, I have so much contacts with guys who said, "Man, you have any more of those guys in the VI? We will take them. We'll house them because you have to have a housing system to move from St. Croix to the States."
Yeah.
But eventually, that call will belong to the parent, which I do have 2 or 3 more guys I would like to send, but the parent has to make the ultimate call. But the fact that we can able to make that jump, that was my initial goal. Now I'm thinking long term. I ain't know where I really want to be at, honestly, because all I wanted to do is just to make them guys believe in themselves first. And now that they started to believe in themselves, just like how we grew up together playing on the same team complex, Pang, me and you, junior national team, the international team. I kind of want to have that same structure to groom these guys and kind of move them into the national team because I felt that's what make us so successful. Mumba, Pang, myself, Coffee, Craig. We didn't have a lot of time to practice, but you know what? We play almost 15 years of our life together. We know what everybody
Together.
can do.
Right.
So we didn't need a whole year of practice because we know each other. And we need to get back to that type of level where our team can be successful again.
That there's when you mention just having that experience, because when I came to start you guys playing Orlando, you could see the potential, but you could see they were lacking the experience. Every game was a close game.
Yeah.
And you could just see the little simple mental mistake that they were making, that once they clean that day up, they could run through some of them tournaments with the talent that we got. And just the discipline, they were responding to the things them that you asked them to do. you know, they were just making a little minor mistake, and you could see, you know, like one thing I always love about VI people, whether it's the star of the team or the furthest person on the bench, like we just like to hustle.
Yeah.
We love to hustle, and that's what I saw with your team, again. Like
Yeah.
they might have more talented players on the other team, but we out hustling them. You know what I'm saying? You could see they got some smart point guards on the other team or smart shooting guards, and you know they bred for that. You know what I'm saying? But they never handled pressure like this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That
You
energy,
know?
that different type of pressure
Right,
they never
right.
see.
They never handle pressure like this. I seen Tegan players slapping the floor and clapping when, you know, like ready to
Yep.
just lock somebody down or something. That's the part I love it. Me, you know, I had my son
Yeah.
with me, and me know what he would truly watch. I try and ask you some questions on the way on the drive back home, but like that's what I wanted he to see. But he gets so intrigued the from time we got on the road, you think Tegan could get me on his team? And that's when I came and I asked you, Tegan, how could he join? Because he been asking me that for like a year before I asked you. And that's when you tell me that he has to live in the Virgin Islands for him to play. So he was
Yeah.
very
But hey,
disappointed when I tell you that there. But for a whole year, he kept asking me, don't forget to ask when summertime coming up, don't forget to ask Tegan if I could play on his team. You know, he wanted to come home and everything. So he definitely need that type of experience because I
but
know
I would
his.
like to continue working with he because I had a little few couple of days with him and he showed me a lot of respect in terms of willingness to work. If I get a hold summer with him, I know, man, we can do wonders with him because he was really willing to work. And we coming up in June. Hopefully, we're trying to get the paperwork to go through back to Orlando again. So I
Mhm.
definitely will make contact with you guys. We're just trying to get everything finalized before we put it out there. But shoot, if he's available, we'd like to put him on the team. I'll have to check them because AAU is very funny. You do have to have a VI residency and live down there before you can play on the team.
Mhm.
You know, so
Yeah,
they're a little funny.
So
wherever you could do it would be cool. But what we're gonna say, one thing I was gonna say, oh, one thing I love too that growing up. I always play above my age. I always Cheese used to take me all over the place to Country Day, Harbor View. Like he always would take me with he and I playing with the likes of Tyrone and Sunil and like out in the park just playing. And so I always play above my level. So I start taking he with me wherever I go. Now he to play with all the grown-ups and everybody on the court. Like they're going beat you up, but coach you at the same time. You check everybody to be coaching he, but they ain't gonna take it easy on he. And if I only see like he getting more and more comfortable, and the thing that I love about him is I want him to work on this. I said, man, the mid range area should be your bread and butter, and he'd have just knocked that there down consistently now, Tegan.
That's
And
good. That's good.
that's what I wanted him to get. I said,
it's real
if you
nice.
go
That's good.
any team you can and you can consistently knock that down, you ain't gonna never got worried about being on the bench unless you didn't fall trouble
Exactly.
and play defense.
Yep.
And that's a
Unless
last art. That's a last art. People don't shoot that no more. If he can dominate that area, trust me, there's a spot for you.
and
It's true.
I tell you now he do have to work on the handles though, but I gonna work with he this summer, whether he come home Tegan or I gonna get with somebody to work with he this summer.
So, question here for you, for all of you guys. I would like to hear everybody different perspective on this. Where we at today in the world right now, present time, 2022, right? And we talk about the state of the Virgin Islands as far as sports in general as a whole. But we mostly gonna kind of focus on basketball. You know, what do you guys think is gonna take for us to get to the level where we have like a pipeline that benefits everybody from the Virgin Islands and not just certain individuals?
It's a great question, my son.
I
Who
I
want to
could
tackle that?
I could start. Um, a lot of us, it's gonna be like a collective effort from a lot of us who former players who played. I feel like we have a lot of people, a lot of connects with each other. We I ain't even talking about states. People are born in America. I'm talking about people that was born and raised in the Virgin Islands that
Yeah.
live in America.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people that have programs that they do their own thing. Like there's Jamil,
Jaja.
Ghost, Jaja. I saw Jaja the other day too in Orlando, at an Orlando Magic game. Tallest person in the building.
Hopefully you want to do push-ups.
Tallest person in the building.
Hey.
But I feel like once we get a connect and everybody working together, and not just to
Bank stop.
Yeah.
Wait,
One
pause.
step. Yeah.
Stop. But I kind of understand what you're saying on the wavelength. Whereas we do need everybody to really leave the shit. Sorry to say that, but leave your stuff at the door, and then we all come together and say, look, our time gone. Now it's time to put the Virgin Islands totality on the map. Stop the division between St. Croix versus St. Thomas versus St. John, all this foolishness. We are only going to be as strong as one unit. We're too small to be St. Croix versus St. Thomas and so forth. So we all got to get together, coaches, first of all, because we are the leaders that the players them look up to, and just have that unified band that this is what we're gonna do. This is all of we gonna hold one head, all of we gonna do one thing. We're gonna make the decision. You either go with us or see the door. And the players then will fall in line because they know that no matter where you turn, we have one unity. That's number one. After we get that there, in terms of I can only speak for basketball, I don't know about the rest of sport, I'm gonna speak for basketball.
Yeah.
Then we need to have a function of how we're gonna raise our kids them to play. It's no definitive way to play a sport. We understand there's many different styles, many different way, but we have to start looking at our talent. We have naturally talented, gifted, hungry guys who are very aggressive. We have aggressive players in the VI. And we have to know how to use that aggression in terms of our natural ability and mold it into like a uniform symphony, so to speak. Make it look like it's coordinated. If we all just play wild and crazy, it'll look like a bunch of angry monkeys playing. But you know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of wild
Yeah.
gorillas.
No,
But if you
yeah,
can
you try to
tame
shoot.
all them gorillas and put them together, then the strength of those gorillas with common sense, right, can destroy people. Trust me. Trust me. I'm gonna tell you, we play a style of ball that I played all over the world. A lot of people are not used to. They're not. It's not the style we play is not used to them compared to the states. You guys live in the states. A kid in the states will definitely is being taught to just when you're playing full court defense, keep the guy in front, turn him, don't reach, keep the guy in front of you, don't reach, turn him, right? That's the state's philosophy. The VI philosophy, but so take his cookies, but so these damage, he can't dribble. Check that. So it might sound crazy, but what you're doing is you're developing that defensive instinct to know if you make a mistake, I'm gonna make you pay. And I've seen this even in the NBA. A lot of the teams, that's why I call people they don't know about batting practice defense. A lot of the NBA defense you see in the NBA are called batting practice defense. They are guarding the man, but they truly ain't guarding the man. They're not really trying to guard him. They're just trying to be in front and contest. Yes, that's good defense in terms of the NBA world. But the VI world is I don't want you to get no point on me. That's a different mindset. That's a mindset that's saying, I come to shut Mumba down today. You ain't scoring nothing. And if we can take that mindset in terms of our aggressiveness and our mentality and now mold it with some type of structure, the VI team is going to be one of the toughest nations in the world. People is going to be flying down to the VI, ask us, what the hell is going on? Why teaching? Why drinking in the water? Something is wrong with our athletes. Because we never see nothing like that. Real time.
Yeah, I could echo off of that too. Number one, as the beginning of the question is definitely like somebody said, put egos aside and work together. You know, is a collective thing that we have to do, especially the St. Croix St. Thomas thing. Like when we come to the States, is like, you know, you don't see it as much as it's back home. Everybody is together, regardless of where you from. St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, Tatola, everybody is together. You know what I mean? So once, like Tegan said, once the kids them see us putting that unification together, it's like they're gonna follow. You know what I mean? And as people who has the experience, who played abroad, who played here, who played there, they're gonna be willing to follow and definitely want to, you know, go in the right steps. And as Tigan just said too, I just had a conversation with my father, I'd say about a week ago. And I have a younger brother, he's 16 actually, and he's playing in California. And my father tell him the same thing, like, you playing against this competition, it'll be different if I was to take you back home to the Virgin Islands and play, because it's something that we have that's not seen in the States. You know, our
So,
and I had a seat up here too. Like if you're playing man to man, they don't wait for you to come. You know what I mean? But for us, man to man means for the time wherever you at,
you
I
got
am
him.
on you. Me waiting for you to touch the ball, me waiting for to do anything man to man is I going to be there. Press is that we coming up on our half court line and we coming and get you. But that aggressiveness and that it factor we have that till this day. Where I've played in different states. I've played in different country here or there, and I've yet to see what we have that other people don't have. You know what
Yep,
I mean?
yep. I agree. I agree.
So this is I agree with everything you guys said. You know, I okay, Pang Baka I saw get point. I know Pang was making a point, so I don't want to go past it. Yeah, Pang, if you could continue what you were saying before we go on.
Yeah, but I think I think Tian like cover everything like I was saying, but just basically like just start a program amongst us former players. We could start off that way, like where we just maybe like have weekly, bi-weekly Skype calls. We all talk, you know, see what we got going on first. See how we can incorporate it to benefit the kids in the Virgin Islands. You know what I'm saying? Just to make a collective effort for Tiga mentioned it earlier, just where we could find ways of getting our kids via kids exposure and experience. You know what I'm saying? That way, by the time they do reach the college, some of their names might already be out there. People might already know them, looking out for them. You know what I'm saying? And ready to see what they're capable to do on that level. But I think it'll just take a collective effort with all of us former players like who live in the United States to start making some connections. You know what I'm saying? All of us know people that are coach. All of us have friends, kids that are play ball, and we have contacts. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, maybe just a bi-weekly. I said maybe weekly is too much because we are busy. A bi-weekly or even a monthly phone call where we all get together on a Skype call and we just chop it up and give everybody the platform to speak what they have going on and just try to incorporate something where we could make linkage, form a bridge between the kids back home and getting them more exposure and experience here in the United States.
I this is what I'm working on. This is my vision. I've been really working on it really hard. Um, even though the St. Croix elite traveling team have been so successful, I'm trying to reunite that with St. Thomas and St. John. I don't want to have a St. Croix team. I want to have a Virgin Island team first and foremost. The second thing I'm trying to do, I want to have a ranking system finally in the VI. Who was our top players? Top 25 or top 10, whatever. Seniors, juniors, sophomore. We need to start categorizing our talent. The kids that need to see where they are too. So in terms of, hey, Mumba better than me, I need to work hard to meet you, whatever. We need to have a challenge. The States has this type of ranking system. We don't. We need to start doing that. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to implement with Sports Park, and hopefully with Choices Basketball. And that way, now we can always go back to our pool of players where we say, this is what this guy was ranked at, say, seventh grade. I'm just trying this out. Here's where you rank at eight. Here where you at a nine. Did he improve? Did he improve? Did he decrease? What was his strength? What was his weakness? We need to start having a database, and I think that's going to help us mainly in terms of determining what type of players that we know might have a futuristic. Not that one lower can't have it, because we know they have late bloomers, but we need to start identifying early. These group of players that are coming through, these might be ushering to lead the Virgin Islands to the next level, so to speak. And I think we don't have that now, and we need to. We need, including girls. Masampang, I've been at Woodson. Boy will tell you, they have two six girls in Woodson in eighth grade. Why are they not in basketball? 6'6", eighth grade in Woodson right now,
Wow.
and St. Croix. And Bow just literally picked them up. He started working with them. Hapson working with them with volleyballs too, because they're so tall. But at 6'6", being ladies, you mean to tell me nobody in the elementary level noticed that these two girls were just so tall they couldn't play them?
So, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these are things I would like to implement, locating the talent at the lower level and just kind of groom them as
Groom them.
all the
Yeah.
way through. Yeah.
So, question. So Jamil had a event at the Magic Arena. It was for this. It was for some senior basketball high school players. You know, it was like a, if you want to call it, like an all-star game showcase, etc. And you know, I was thinking, I was like, damn, like you had nobody from the Virgin Islands on the team, with Orlando being so close to the Virgin Islands, and that's someone who's actually from the islands. So that's where my question comes into, like, how can former players from the Virgin Islands that represent the national team that play basketball, etc., 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 how can we have some type of like a commission or something where when events like that is happening, at least an invitation could go out to, like Tiga said, you have a ranking system where he might have like 5 invites that goes out to players from the Virgin Islands, where they have the opportunity to come and play in this high school showcase that's actually created by someone from the Virgin Islands. You know, that's where it kind of hurts my heart because we don't have that connection at all. Nobody really has that type of connection. And where we are today, we in 2022, thinking back to where we have come from, and we have had many different people on this platform that share their stories. They talk about like how tough it was coming to the States and playing, and lack of opportunities and stuff like that. Well, all these years has gone by, and we have had some people that have became successful in sports. Some people to the highest level, some people to average level, some people to pretty good high level, some people to just college and stuff like that. But we haven't improved as a community, as a basketball community, or as a sports community in general, where we have created something more easier for kids to have better opportunities. It just kind of seems like everybody just doing their own thing and nobody kind of coming together and creating that unification, where everybody could scratch each other's back at the same time, and create some type of network and connection.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the easiest way to do that, Mamba, and I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Like players like Timmy, I know he's done a lot for the VI. Roger Bell, those guys have bigger name than us. Even though we play professional, those guys are the elite of the elite.
Yeah.
Not only when you get those type of attention, you have to have a name that backs you. Now, say one, say two. If Timmy and Roger is going to put their name on something, we have to make sure we represent something that going to represent them. We don't want to put no garbage out there.
Facts.
But we
Yeah.
do need to get those guys who played in the NBA at the highest level to come back and be. They don't have to be the face of what we're trying to do in terms of the next generation, but they have to be involved. And we have to find a way to get those guys involved. Just like Andrew Jones. I remember a couple of years ago, I didn't even play baseball, but I used to love Atlanta Braves. My grandfather used to watch it all the time. Andrew Jones from Curacao or Aruba, one of them countries. You'll know more because you play baseball.
Yeah, Curacao, if I'm not mistaken.
Curacao. And he went back to the Netherlands at least, and he created a school. He started bringing out ex-major league players down to Curacao, and right now Curacao is one of the toughest teams in terms of Little League baseball. Every year they're one of the toughest. But it was Andrew Jones who put them on the map. Those kids from Curacao was always good. They was just never exposed. That's what people don't understand. They was always
That's true.
good, but you
It's very
need the
true.
name to put them on the map. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
But we have kids who are good, like Pang, myself, like you, like Boogie. We always had talent. Like Zoro, we always had talent. The problem is we never had that name to put us out there to say, yeah, I made it, but guess what? The future coming up is just a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's true or not, we need that push. So we have to find a way to get those guys involved. And I think once we can get those guys involved, the groundwork can be handled by the coaches and the players. And we will be getting invited to those McDonald's games where you see every year where they bring Africa. They have an African all-star, they have an international all-star, they have a East versus West, but they don't have a Caribbean. They don't have no, we are never represented. Those guys can make us be represented. But we gotta be ready.
I agree with you 100%, man. It's well said,
Yeah, man,
because
definitely facts.
because I feel like as a whole, I just feel like we have went like totally backwards, man. Like totally backwards. We haven't evolved or elevate and stuff like that.
I
So
mean, think about it as this: we have the number one Jaffic and Tim Duncan, and we are about to get the number one Jaffic woman in Aliyah Boston. What other nation in the world other than the USA can claim that?
that's
You
true.
can't name one. You can't name Spain. You can't name Germany. You can't name none of the other big basketball nations. Argentina. There's no other nation in the world can claim both a number one draft pick for men and women. None. Not one.
That's true. Well, talking about that, and I'm glad Akeem, he mentioned this. He said every year Curacao major league players train with minor league guys at high school, and that's how they build their pipeline of players. Been doing that for years, and he 100% correct. And Tiga, you made a great point with Andrew Jones because I was gonna say it and I forgot that I play with some people from the Netherlands, because you still have the Netherlands and then you still have the ABC Islands. They're all together as one.
Yeah.
Because the Netherlands own Bonaire, Curacao, and Aruba. And through Andrew Jones' pipeline and what he created, coming back and working out with kids and stuff like that, I had the opportunity to play with a lot of kids that came through his foundation and what he created. And that's why I asked the question, because it's like you see somebody like Andrew Jones, his rookie year, he had all this glory, all this fame because he was a rookie. He was the youngest player in Major League history to hit a home run in the World Series at the time, and that was like in 1996, 1997. I remember watching the game, and that's where I see it a lot in the States too. A lot of the players them that make it to the NBA or even make it to college and stuff, they always come back to like their hometown, and they always like do open run gyms with athletes and stuff like that, where high school athletes have a chance to rub shoulders and play with guys in college and
It makes
NBA
a
and stuff like
difference.
that. Yeah, it makes a big difference. So that's why it kind of like it really hurts my heart, just because it's not easy to make it in general, but it's a lot more easier to make it in the States compared to coming from the Virgin Islands. So that's where it's like how we go about evolving, just because many, at least for the Virgin Islands, know how difficult it is to make it, man. And the ones that make it, I'm not sure if they ever try and stuff like that, etc. I can't speak for them, but we haven't seen anything yet.
Right.
That's where it kind of hurts. I'm
But
not sure if they tried and they got blowback. Who knows? I don't know, but it just hurts.
and for anybody that watching that know these people that we're talking about, this is not us saying that they don't do anything.
Yeah,
We just talking about a specific thing, like as far as like a showcase. a camp, or something to where we have people of importance invited to come and see our players play. So I just wanted to put that out there. We're not saying that these people don't do anything for the Virgin Islands. We just talking about a specific showcase, or a specific topic that we're trying to put together to give our young athletes exposure.
Yeah, as a whole, yeah, everybody.
Good words, man. That's true. Because a lot of people will misinterpret what we're saying, like these men ain't doing nothing. That's not what we're
Right.
saying.
Yeah,
What we're
yeah,
saying
that's
is,
true.
for we to get that notoriety in terms of nationally, we do need their name to be attached. Now we do understand we are representing their name, so we have to come correct. But at least somebody has to open the door that we have that foot in. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
there's no greater ambassador, in my opinion, than Tim Duncan or Roger Bell.
Facts.
yeah, that's true. That's true. What ab- you know? What about like every like every summer they have like a VI basketball camp where all the top high school players, and it comes back to UT and what you mentioned about having like a ranking system. You know what I'm saying? All the top juniors, all the top seniors. You have like a basketball camp. 1 minute.
Well, I'm laughing because you took my vision out of my brains, because that's what I'm aiming for. I mean, once we can get a ranking system, now the elite camp that I do every year is only for St. Croix. Now I can do that elite camp for the entire Virgin Islands, and now I can train, say, 25 of the elite VI
Yeah,
athletes, and then put them on an AU team and then go to Orlando. Go
Yeah.
wherever we need to go, so they can be seen to get scholarships. That's the goal we need to aim to. You know what I'm saying? In many ways, I felt like
so you got frozen.
Yeah. And what he's saying too, it ain't just to bring back players, the elite players, or to bring in the elite players. We also want to bring back former elite players to coach and help. Some of these camps and programs. You know what I'm saying? And like we could have like a Jamil Hayward, who was a prolific post player. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing an amazing job with his players that he trained right now. Um, we could have and I think I heard to the grapevine that I think Raja Bell have a AAU team. I'm not sure. I think I heard you mention that, Mumba.
Yeah, I know he was involved with an AAU organization. I'm not sure if he's still, because I know he does his podcast and he got a lot going on, but I know for sure he was. He might
Right.
still be connected though. Yeah.
Right. So he could be a player that could come home and help with the camp, or he could get us connected to like a former two guard that's real good in coaching and training players, and that does that type of thing right now. Just we have to start connecting the dots and or the links, I should say, that we have up here in the United States, and start making stuff happen for our players. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna have to be like a collective effort. We got Mountain just starting to do his thing in the coaching realm, and building an AAU team and a traveling team. We got you and your son, and you may not be on the coaching type, but you travel with your son, so people. Um, we just have to start connecting these links, man, and get more involved with our kids. And it can't just be Tegan because he left home. It can't just be you. It can't just be me. It can't just be Mountain. Chris. It have to be all of we. We gotta do it together, all of we. And because we have the people them in place, we just have to start linking with each other. And like I say, man, we need to talk more. We need to get together more often and just put our heads together and see what we could come up with. Summer coming up. It might be too late to do something for this summer, but for next summer we should be ready for something like that.
Definitely, man. Definitely. That's true, brother. And that's well said, man. Well said. And I like what you say is like not just those, elite players, but like, just the other players, because you have so many players that was so good, man, that live in the States and stuff like that. And I'll use it for example, like, you're not really like involved in coaching, but I think you have like a lot to offer to a lot of kids and stuff like that. And if it's some type of pipeline where you have where they could bring you down and you
Hell
could work
yeah.
with kids and stuff like
Pang
that. I
is one
think
of the best defensive players we ever have in a VI. Pang need to come and teach these young men how to get a steal.
yeah, I think that would be I think that would
You-
be I think that would be beneficial, man. And I think stuff like that needs to happen more, man. You know.
yeah, just the instinct of how you used to steal those balls, especially when guys used to spin, taking a ball from the. I don't see that defensive steal no more at all. Like these young men, I try to teach it, but they don't have the timing. And I just see it all the time in the game. Them and I had to be like, that's a steal. That's cookies. But they don't have no timing with it. They just play. So like stuff like that, Pang, you definitely can bring back to the table, teaching guys, forcing it this way when he turn and he leave the ball behind, come from behind. You know, it definitely will help.
You know, I believe I had an advantage with it. So when I do teach kids how to do it, I always teach them to force them to their weak side, turn them to their weak side. Because I as a left-hander, I always used to use my left hand to do it. So when I force them to their weak side, I force them to their left hand. So when they spin, they ain't gonna have as much control with their left hand versus than they have with their right. So when they spin, I just come around and they're gonna just leave it open for a quick second to just bam,
Yep, there you go.
down with it. And you have to set them up. It ain't something that you're gonna just fall into. You have to be willing to cut off their right hand to force them left, and you want to cut it off in a way that they can't cross you, they can't put you through the legs. They got to spin, and when they spin is when you truly got them.
Yep, you take away that whole A space.
Right.
You gone. Yeah, I actually teach that move for you and Mex, so I give you props for that. Mex got me with that in Manly.
Shotgun too. Shotgun used to do it
I
too.
used to did
Yeah,
a lot,
shotgun,
a lot. But he was so low, it was hard to emulate it. But then when I watching you and Mex, I had to learn the technique. And like you say, once I learned to close that A space, send you to your weak hand. And once I know you have to turn because you don't want to dribble with your weak hand.
Right.
I know I got you. And that was it. And even in college, I used to get a lot of steals like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Same. I used to have coaches used to come and tell me, like, man, like I recruit a lot of players from the Virgin Islands, man. I ain't never heard about you. You know what I'm saying? And man, I wish I got to you before EWC. I said they didn't even get to me. I came here on my own will.
Yeah. It's
I
crazy.
said, coach used to ask me, what can they do to get me to come to this school? I used to be like, nah, man, I ain't even to go nowhere.
Your defense was very special. I mean, you was one of the best defensive players I ever see. And to say truthfully, it actually made me a better player, and I think Coffee and a lot of us are better players too. Because I know when I face players like you and Shotgun and those hard-nosed defensive players, ain't too many players I ever was intimidated guarding me. I never felt intimidated because I know I had to go against you guys all the time. So that was the beauty about playing such a world-class defender. That now thinking back in my entire career, I've honestly never met somebody who intimidated me defensively. Not one. Because you guys prepared me so well. And that's the beauty about how good you guys were.
You see that message down to the bottom?
Yeah. From Akeem.
I am very interested. You just tell me the date. We good. You ain't even need to say twice. We ready. And also I coached
Claxton?
Claxton on the junior national team. So I'm very well rounded with the New Jersey Nets. Just tell Claxton and your brother, hey, we need a camp. Claxton will definitely go for it because I was his coach. So let's bring the whole Nets down here, even KD, even Kyrie. Let's go, Kyrie. We're good to go.
That's a good look, man. Akeem.
But that proved to the point that I was making earlier. You know, Akeem, just to know somebody that on that level that he could just make the link, and that's the main point that I was trying to make. Because we have people in place, we have people in the areas, we have people like Chris live in Maryland. Man, Maryland is so big with basketball, it ain't even funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if you watched that documentary,
With Bradley
Something
Beal.
in the water. Something in the water.
Something in the Water. That was such a good documentary,
Yeah.
and it was so insightful. KD was on it, Quinn Cook.
Yeah.
It was so much players that you didn't even know, like, grew up in that area,
I hear you, yeah.
that all of them had some type of link. And
Which
what
part? I didn't see that yet. Sorry, Depang. I don't want to forget.
I think it was on
We watched that
Amazon
on
Prime,
Netflix.
Netflix or
Okay,
Amazon
fine.
Prime, one of the two. One
Yeah,
of the
Okay,
two.
it was
wait,
something
I want to write it
PG.
down.
PG County. It was PG County.
PG County, yeah, something in the
Yeah.
water.
What the
PG
name is?
County,
PG County, something in the water.
yeah,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
to that effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where Kevin Durant and all those guys, that area they grew up in, DC, Maryland, Baltimore, they used to have a lot of open gyms. So a lot of the top high school players get a chance to play with pro players and stuff. It was just so many, like Pan saying, just in that area, they used to just play in this open gym.
But the most important piece about that documentary, all the players that we mentioned, none of them play at the same time. Each one of them came back and pulled one of the players up.
Yeah.
Guided them and pulled one of the players up. So that was the most important piece that I took from that documentary. You find it, Tegan?
Yeah, I find it. I gotta watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's
Actually,
good.
after this episode, I'm gonna watch it because that's what we talked about earlier. That's
Yeah,
something
Beasley in
that
it too.
I
Beasley, yeah.
wanted. You know what I'm saying? I wanted, like you were saying, Pang, ex players coming back and talking to the youths them and pulling them up, letting them know that we want to put the VI and our map as a whole. It's not about I coaching you and you giving praise to me. No, I don't care about praise. None of we care about the praise. We just want to see the VI being represented well. That's all we want. And and once you get to the level, we go charge you to come back and do the same thing we have done for you to somebody else.
Right.
And that's how the generation is being built. And that's what the level we need to get to. So I
That's true.
definitely gonna watch this documentary and see what I can pick out of it.
Any more questions, Mumba?
Yeah, man, I had a question. Damn. How politics in sports?
I always been there. Always gonna be there.
Yeah,
That's
but
that-
how I mean, politics in sports, but what's a way we could come around politics in sports? Because part of the reason I use the Virgin Islands is where we are today, and not just in basketball, but in our sports, politics at the same time. It do plays a role in why stuff don't happen.
Well, I think politics plays a role more in the United States more than in the Virgin Islands. Well, I could only speak for Antigua on behalf because he in St. Croix, and I'm more close to he. I don't think it's politics.
It's not that it's not that big in the Virgin Islands, so to speak. It might have a little bit, but not much.
Right. But I definitely think it's big in the United States because it's all about the star. All about the star. It's all about who you know, all about where you at. That's just what a focus to be. Like they find one player and everybody want to, have some type of touch with that player. You know what I'm saying? Whether, like come and once a good player come on a team, you see everybody want to get and whatever school he did, everybody want to get on their schedule because everybody want a hand to do with something to know this player. You know what I'm saying? So it's very big here. The only way to walk around it is getting somebody who in about the politics in place. But even then, that's hard because the people them who are about the politics, they don't work together to weed out anybody who is not.
Yeah, I don't see much leeway around it. Just like my former teacher, Matt Cohn's teacher said, Miss Bryson, Politics is everywhere. It's not much. It's gonna be everywhere. You just gotta deal with it. I always tell a lot of my players them, especially when I coaching, because a lot of the parents them and the fans that always shout out, "Oh, ain't fair, ain't fair, ain't fair." I look at my parents and say, "Look, this sport that you call in basketball is never fair. Stop hanging your hang on that. It will never be played fair.
Mm-hmm.
The calls is never gonna be fair. They're gonna always be superstar players get more calls than you. It's not gonna be fair. But what you gonna do about it? That's the key. You're gonna sit down and bit. I don't want to say that word. You're gonna sit down and cry all the time and say they cheated me, they cheated me, they cheated me. Senko cheating, Saint Thomas cheating. You're gonna keep using the same rhetoric that we've been hearing for the last 30 years. Are you gonna get up and do something about it?
Mm.
Control the things that you can control and make yourself the best player. And if things don't go your way, learn to overcome adversities. That's why I teach. Because
I
Pang
tell
will
you.
let you know. I remember you at a little stage I did. When we go and play with the VI team, we are always the underdog once we get to the next level. Not the Caribbean region, but the next level. The referees them don't look at we as equal to Puerto Rico and Mexico and stuff like that. If
Yeah.
there's a call, they are always going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which means we have to play harder, Pam. We gotta do things harder. We just and it made us better because we know we had to work that much harder to beat them. And you know what? When we beat them, knowing the fact that everything was against us, it only magnifies how great a player we were that we were able to do this. And in the long run, it earned us respect that we were able to play against a Brazil, a Argentina, a USA, and stuff like that. Because the world realized that these Virgin Island players ain't no punk. They might be small, but you better get ready to play when you play VI because these men
Right.
coming. And that's how you have to look at life. Just stop looking for excuses of things that you can't control. The referee go call whatever you call. Yes, he might cheat, whatever. Yes, we understand. But guess what? You still have an opportunity to control what you can control. And as long as you do the best that you can do, you can hold your head high and just, winning or losing is going to fall away it may. But just do the best that you can.
Facts.
That's true.
Somebody just put a message up there. About who was that?
Which one? The one
Riddle.
with that?
With Tim Duncan was watching the players in Shabbat on Wednesday night because I did
was-
see some pictures online for real.
That was Dwayne. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
Dwayne.
I did couple shots on all with Rashidi. They did a great documentary. They named the quote, which is very well represented to Iceman. That's why I missed a couple of the episode. Mumbai, Saria that and Pang. Yeah, they had some couple Sunday runs. They named Shabbat quote after Iceman. So Tim Duncan came in and resurfaced the quote. They're gonna resurface the quote, but they're doing over the quote. They put up new basket, new rims. They bring down a film crew. Tim Duncan brother is doing the filming. A couple guys from HBO and ESPN, and we was there filming. We had a Facebook Live as well. We had kids out there playing. We were doing coachings and drills and stuff. So it's been a sequence. We Rashidi been filming the East. Then he went to Safarali. Then he went to Kanigata. So it's been a lot of filming. And last Wednesday they were back in Shabert again. So I gotta give a lot of love to Rashidi, man. I wish he was on the podcast same way. I mean, he's been doing a lot for the VI. I don't think he's been getting his due respect. A lot of people been kind of tying him to the coattail to Tim Duncan, but in reality, Rashidi have done a lot, and I think he deserved that respect in terms of what you're doing for the next generation. When you're into this thing in terms of working with young people, it's not for us to get rich. Myself, Rashidi, Coach Base, Coach Baker, Haywood, we are in this because we truly love this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We definitely want to see a change, and we want to see our young people and really develop. And that's the only reason why we continue to do it. And the fact that he's even still doing this, and Tim Duncan don't retire how many years now? So now they can't say he's doing it because Tim Duncan is in the NBA. You gotta give love to the guy, Rashidi. I mean, if I don't know if you're watching or not, but big up to you, man. I have so much respect for you, and I
Yeah.
really enjoy spending couple days with him and Shabert. It was really cool to see. So that should be a good documentary when it come out. That gonna be pretty big. It's going to be on ESPN and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
look out for that.
Definitely shout out to Rashidi. Definitely big out to Rashidi, man. I was blessed to be part of the first ever Sunstroke, basketball, you know,
Yeah, I
tournament.
was mad that he didn't give you that tape though. I'm gonna put it out on tape.
I,
Rashid,
I
give
end
my
up
boy
getting
Boba that tape.
no, I end up getting the team. You know, it took a
Okay,
little
good,
while,
good.
but it took a
Rashid,
little
you're
while,
off the hook because me and Hayward was
but we get a
screwed.
team. Yeah, yeah. But Rashid plays an important part in my life, though. You know what I'm saying? As far as creating his son's stroke and stuff like that. You know, I got a question. Has anybody ever approached Tim Duncan about one having like the Tim Duncan basketball camp, and two, Tim that like funding a travel team, having his own like travel team?
I personally no, I've never I met Timmy a couple times. I spoke with him, but not brief in terms of um trying to do things at St. Croix. I just spoke to him like how we talking now, like people.
Yeah,
How you doing? How's your family? Proud of you. Keep representing the VI. Rashidi had a very big thing when they had a game for him over there in St. Thomas. Coffee and myself, we went over and played with him when they brought down and won. And it was really cool to play with him. He definitely make the game very easy. All I had to do was throw it inside, and he's amazing. That backboard shot to Tim, that is God. He don't miss that thing.
yeah,
And live, and I get to see it live. So it was just an honor to play with him. But just when we was in the back court and talking and stuff like that, when he opened up, because a lot of the kids them were kind of scared to talk to him. But I ain't want nothing from Tim, so I got talk to he. You know me, I got pull his pants a little bit. So I
yeah,
just I will just start talking to he, and he was really cool. And I just never really had a chance to just sit down and talk to him about anything. Guys like that in those positions, I know a lot of people come at them in many ways, in many different angles, trying to pull money and stuff from them. If I
yeah,
was supposed to approach him in terms of a way to get him to do anything, I won't want nothing in terms of monetary from him. I think his present is more valuable than anything else. Just being able to touch a Tim Duncan, our Virgin Islanders, just being able to touch a Tim Duncan, learn from a Tim Duncan, watch Tim Duncan go through a practice routine, watch Tim Duncan go through his routine in terms of being a pro. I think that is more valuable than any donation Tim Duncan can give.
yeah,
And that is something I would like to solicit from him. It's not about your money, it's about you coming back and instill that knowledge to the next generation. And that's what I have done. Because I understand it wasn't too many people like we all know was able to come back and give us that knowledge, what it was going to be like. So I want to make sure the next generation know this is what it's going to be like. This is what it was for me. Just know somebody tell you about it. So when you meet it, don't come back and say nobody tell you. I did. And I think that has more value in terms of his in terms of him being valuable to the Virgin Islands than just money or anything monetary. Same thing with Roger Bell. Their presence are needed because that carry weight. It's like I tell the kids them the other day because they were asking me. I know I like to talk again, like Bono Pang. Sorry, but I have to mention this point because it was so great. I told my kids them because we're getting ready to go to St. Thomas on Thursday. I said, look, I understand you guys think you are the best right now because you are the best on St. Croix, but don't think the final score is what's making you great. That's not what's making you great. All you're doing is winning a game. You don't know who you're winning the game against. It could be weaklings. It could be people in wheelchair. It could be people that can't play. That don't make you great. What I am trying to do you is to teach you how to win. So no matter who you play, you will have an identity what it takes to win. It's like the old saying, I can give you a fish because you're hungry. I can teach you how to fish. So when you are hungry, you can always take a line and go out there and catch a fish and keep catching fish. So that's where the Tim Duncans them come in. They can give us a fish because the Virgin Islands sponsor to go here and there and there and there. Yeah, that could just wear off. But if they come back and teach us how to become professional athletes, that's gonna go 10 times full than any donation they can give.
But I agree 100%. And when I asked that question about with a travel team, the reason I asked that is because I've been to some tournaments where and Panga mentioned it earlier when a lot of farmer and active NBA players have their travel teams. You know what I'm saying? And you know your name carries weight, and when your name carries weight, like a Tim Duncan, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James,
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, Bradley Beal, there is Chala Parsons. The list goes on and on with so many NBA players and former NBA players having travel team that their name carries so much weight that they play in these type of tournaments where they give their organization and their coaches a chance to network with other coaches and build this type of network where they can communicate with other coaches that running the farmer or active NBA player program, where now they create this link where they're invited to other tournaments and showcase and stuff like that. So when I ask that question about if anybody ever approached Tim Duncan, is that it kind of creates an opportunity for a lot of the kids then, but also the coaching staff as well too, because then you guys will get to network with other coaches, and then it creates like a pipeline where you guys might read the right people, and where now St. Croix, the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, whoever has the facility, they could actually host a showcase or a basketball tournaments and get those same team to actually travel down to the Virgin Islands, So so when I ask that question, it kind of creates an opportunity for so many different people, especially the coaches.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so because I witness it. It's like I've witnessed it. I've been to these tournaments that my son is playing in, and I'm saying like, damn, imagine if I was at Tegan because I know what you're doing, and I'd be like, man, imagine if Tegan had a team up there playing in this tournament. He could actually rub shoulders with these different coaches and stuff like that, and start networking and stuff like that. Because the big thing up here now, honestly, it's just about networking right now. It's just all about networking. Everybody just trying to develop a relationship, and everybody just trying to do all kind of different stuff, man. And I think the athletes need to really see the talent, especially when it comes to those certain teams, because usually those teams have some of the best players, and you always want to play the best of the best players at the end of the day, But I think it would definitely create a good opportunity to network and stuff like that, But I agree with you 100%. Their presence needs to be there, 100%, man. That's more important than anything, to be honest with you.
Yes. I agree. I 100% agree.
Another thing is with presence that I always want to touch on, and one thing I like what you to do, Mumba, is you to network and connect with the other podcasts that we have in the Virgin Islands, which is good. If you ever notice, if you ever watch any of the NBA podcasts, all of them to be on each other podcasts. Every last one of them. JJ Redick to be on. He was on. I can't remember who. Oh yeah, all the smoke.
All the smoke. Then you got Quinton Richardson, Darius Miles podcast too.
Right, and they'll be on each other. Like I think I don't see KD on all the podcasts. And now Draymond Green have a podcast. He done been on JJ Redick podcast. JJ Redick done been on his like I like the fact that you intertwine with Livewire and C Boogie and anybody else who got podcasts. I love that you connect with them. I don't notice a lot of things that they post on their podcast, on their website, that they post on your Facebook page, C Boogie as well, and you do the same, vice versa. And we also need to network in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like when if we got big name, you know what I'm saying, and the person that we interview, they probably want to have another interview, or something. They got something that they're working on. We could just plug them to and vice versa. So that's another way that we could get things moving. Now that we got 3 platform in the Virgin Islands for people to speak for us to showcase talent, to showcase former players to showcase, things that they're working on currently and things like that. So we definitely got it. This stuff. We need the push. We need the support. We need we need the looks, the likes, as the kids say today. We need people, the subscribes. We need everything, man. And
Facts.
this thing could be big for the Virgin Islands.
Very true. Very true. We have a question here from Akeem, and this is a great question. This is
very good question.
very good question. But Pang, everything you just said, spot on, man. Both of our you are saying is just nothing but jewels, man, and some important stuff. So who wants to tackle this question first? I'll take.
You take that time. I
You want
like
me-
it, but let me think a little bit before I answer.
I could take it first if I want me to.
Go ahead, because
Go
I
ahead.
didn't even read the question yet. As a slow
Okay.
reader.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be 100% honest, right? You don't have to come back home. You're not entitled to come back home. You could do whatever you want to do. At the end of the day, it depends how how you left and stuff like that. And I've had that same thoughts all the time. You know what I'm saying? My experiences with VI Sports has been more negative than positive. Me personally, and I'd be 100% totally honest, it's been negative. But I remember one day, like I sit back and I think I was like, damn, if I hold on to this grudge and the way how they treat me, like I'm just a part of it too, because I'm affecting the other kids and stuff. Like, what about the other kids who experience what I go through? Then it's just gonna be a revolving door and a cycle that I decided, I can't hold on to that grudge, man. I just gotta play my part and do whatever it takes, you know what I'm saying, to help the kids. So they're not entitled, everybody have their choice, but I think that when it's all said and done, I feel like if you don't help, you're not help, you hurting the kids even more. Because at the same time, a lot of the people them, well, for me, I'm gonna speak for myself. A lot of my experiences, they haven't really experienced what I have experienced. You know what I'm saying? I was able to play professional baseball and stuff like that, and travel around the world and international and playing some important baseball games. And, I was the only Virgin Island representing in so many different countries and stuff like that, baseball wise, and I used to always say, like, damn, I wish more people from the VI was here or experience what I'm experiencing. So if I hold a grudge, then what I'm saying is not really true. Like, I wish more people would be there. Then if I wish more people would be there, then I have to turn the other cheek. I have to strip my pride and ego aside and really, help out and stuff like that. So that's that's my thoughts about that.
No,
Go ahead.
yeah, I'll go. I mean, I'll piggyback on you, Mumba. I mean, like you say, it's first of all, you don't have to do nothing you don't want to do. That's number one. So if you feel like you don't want to come back, you don't come back. That's on you. But no, that's just on you. If you don't want to come back, you don't come back. You already know where the players cheat you, they ain't cheat you right, blah 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 blah. You gone go do your thing. Hey, it is what it is. But like Mumba say, if you are thinking about the next generation, then you have to think about the struggles that you did in terms of getting where you need to go, because you had to face a lot of adversities yourself to get to that level. And if you want to make it easier for next upcoming athlete that didn't have no say in the matter, then I think you are obligated to come back and make it an easier way for that next generation. If you are thinking about the next generation. Now, if you're just thinking, yeah, you make it, blah, 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 you want to go your way, I think that's fine. But I always believe that we as people, in terms of, especially when we have kids, because all we have children now, all we are grown, now all we are adult, we put away childish things. Now we understand that we are not living for ourselves, we're living for our family, especially for our kids and our children. You cannot now think selfishly. You have to now pave a way for the next generation, not just them, but their children and maybe their children. And if you have the
Very true.
ability to make it easier for them, then you are obligated to come back and do what's right for them. It doesn't mean that they're going to do right, but as long as you do all that you can do to make it easier, I think you have done your part. Just saying that you make it and you gone and you say, well, they didn't do nothing for me. Nobody never do nothing for me. I make my own way. And then you gone. Okay, well, if that's how you feel, well, that's cool. Then you just go your way and just live yourself out. And then everything that you have learned, every knowledge you have gained, everything you have acquired in terms of overcoming all that adversity will die with you. But what if you
Very
come back
true.
and give that same knowledge to somebody else who's going to be in your situation? Then not only would you create another generation, you have might even create our own dynasty based on your experience. So I just feel it shouldn't be a selfish way to just make it and don't come back.
Well said, man. It's true.
I sentiment everything I just said. Like I second everything I said. The only thing I would say is like that person. I won't use the word obligated in the same, because I don't think they're obligated to go back. And I think like Mumba said, like his experience was more negative than positive. So he might just really have like some, because everybody's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Mumba was able to just like brush it to the side, like I'm a free spirit person. I don't hold grudges. I could be in a fight today and talk to the same person tomorrow, even as an adult, because like I think just harboring any type of negativity in you, it just to hurt you, regardless if in relationship, friendship, enemy, anything. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's true.
I think that's how everybody should live their life, but we all can't do that. We all can't be free spirit. You know what I'm saying? That it would make the world boring. You need some people who the whole,
Balance.
yeah,
Yeah,
you need
opposite.
balance. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So I just wouldn't use the word obligated. I would say that, or selfish, Tegan. Not to say that you're wrong or anything. I'm not going against what you say. I actually for what you're saying. I just won't use the word obligated or selfish. I don't think it would make someone selfish, and I don't think they're obligated to come back and give, but they should. They should come back and give to where they're from, because um, I think it's just fair. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just, even though your experience, Mumba, was mostly negative, it wasn't all negative. Somebody helped you to get to where you, from the Virgin Islands, helped you to get to where you at. Somebody did something, whether it's the first person that put basketball, baseball, volleyball in your hand. Somebody did something to get you to
Agreed.
where you did now. And
Yeah.
for that alone, you should want to. You know something? My third grade teacher is the one that steered me in this direction. I wonder if he got players that it should just make you think or feel to do something. You know what I'm saying? But you're not obligated. You're not, and it doesn't make you selfish that you don't do it, but you should. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make you less of a person that you don't do it or anything, because you work hard to get to where you at. The and you should, that's something that you should just be proud of all in itself. You know what I'm saying? Whichever sport that is, but you should want to always give back to where you're from. You should always want to give back where you're from,
I
whether your
agree.
experience was negative or positive, because somebody from the Virgin, if you started in the Virgin Island, somebody did something, whether it's a game that you went to see, maybe for basketball, a lot of us watch Zorro. Some of us watch Tyrone Alec. Some of us watch Tim Duncan. Some of us, like me, watch my older brother. Somebody did something that sparked the plug that put you on your path.
Yeah. No, well said. Well said. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
I agree
I
with you
agree. I
100%.
totally agree.
You know, like he said, he had to ask that question because he have had the discussion with some of the professional baseball players at home that had that conversation. And I could say, I said baseball is a little bit more worse than St. Croix when it comes to that. I can't really speak on basketball like that, because I really wasn't deep in basketball like that. My career was kind of cut short when it comes to basketball. I'll give you guys a story. And both of you could kind of access to it, Tiga more just because he went on to play longer, When I was playing baseball, when it comes to professional, a lot of people look at your character, they look how you look at your mannerisms, you know, they see how you carry yourself and stuff like that. And I used to get a lot of compliments. They would be like, you know, does any more people from the Virgin Islands that you know that have your type of work ethic or your the way how you approach the game of baseball? And just talk about baseball, you know. And I used to be like, yeah, man, we got a lot of talent, man, because they like my build, they like my lanky arm, they like my, I throw hard and stuff. I used to be like, yeah, man, you know. So when you playing, you're gonna rub shoulders with a bunch of different people. So I have a lot of former teammates as scouts. You know, some of my coaches went into being scouts and stuff like that. So, you know, I would tell them about players from, you know, St. Croix, and this is Druin when I'm playing, you know. So they would go, but the problem is they would go to scout players, but then it's the coaches that will turn the scouts off. Just the way how they would talk about other kids, talk about other kids at the other team, and saying this kid he come into the game and he was out smoking weed and stuff like that. That it really kind of like it kind of rubbed scores the wrong way and stuff like that. And I don't know if it's like that in basketball, but I know for first hand for sure is like that at baseball. And I haven't really shared this with anybody because it's ain't really nothing for me to talk about. I just put my name out there. And Tia mentioned something earlier. You know, when you do something with somebody, you representing them as a person, like you representing their name. You know, and that Scott was like, man, you know, they gotta get it SHIT together. I can't come back to be hearing all of this nonsense. You know, because at the end of the day, when a professional comes out to scout a player, they're bringing them into the organization, an organization that is $1 million organization,
That's
$1
right.
billion organization. You got head coaches and everybody fighting for jobs. They got to feed their family. So it's a trickle down effect. They don't want any type of player coming in that has a drug problem or has a drinking problem, that has a bad attitude because they think this kid have these type of bad habits based on a coach talking out loud and a scout overhearding them. It's just not a good look overall.
Man,
So
awesome.
went
I
to
mean,
your
you hit the nail. I mean, look, you just got me my head spinning, and you hit this thing. It's something I'm trying to explain to my youths, them explain to a lot of these coaches here. They look at these sports, especially college, NBA. I'm talking basketball now, even baseball, but all professional has the same type of characteristics in terms of discipline, how you carry yourself, who you represented, and when a team is willing to sign you, you are not just representing yourself no more. You are representing that team's brand.
yeah
Ain't because you score 30 and 40 and 50. If you's a knucklehead who want to walk around with your gun in your waist, running away from cops and stuff, this team won't sign you. What is legal or not in terms of marijuana, if you go into a college right now, smoking weed is illegal. You're gonna have to find a way to put that thing down if you're gonna represent this team. And I think a lot of our youths, they think, yeah, I have game, I want a scholarship, I want to go to college, but they never understand what this thing is all about. And I think that's where the Virgin Islands is lacking in all sports. We need a lot more education. What it's gonna take off the field, off the pitch, off the court to play at these universities, to play at these colleges, and then to go into the professional realm. And that's why I say a lot of the players like myself and you guys and Timmy and Raja, everybody who make it to the high level to come back and speak to them so they can get a first-hand knowledge. It's not about you just playing on the court anymore. Good grades, your seriousness, your approach to the game, your mannerism, you know what I'm saying? Respecting the coach, respecting the players, respecting the ref. Okay, doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it every time. Following the rules. No smoking, don't smoke. No drinking, don't drink. I mean, these are things that you have to follow before you can step on the court. A lot of people don't understand that. Yeah, you might
yeah
see me right now, a little carnival time. You might see me with a little cup of Hennessy. But Tang will tell you back then when I used to play, I never used to drink. I was so into what I doing. You know what I'm
yeah
saying? It's only
and
once in a blue moon I would take a drink
and
because
then
I wanted to play ball.
that was separate the people them that are move out, move on, and the ones that are stay behind because I, I would say though, on the kids them defense, it's hard because if you just go out there and just listen to the music that they don't listen to, like smoking, drinking, drugs, everything is just so influenced in these music. It's like a song is not a song if it ain't talking about popping pills and smoking weed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a song is not a song if that ain't it, honestly. So these kids are so influenced, and then their friends. You know what I'm saying? If their friends ain't playing ball or they ain't into no sports, they ain't got a part-time job or anything, more than likely when they're not in school or even in school, maybe. They you know what they do at home doing. Because anybody that ain't doing nothing, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying?
It's true, yeah.
If they ain't got no extracurricular, that's what they're doing every day. You know what I'm saying? And so they're so influenced. It's hard for them, man. You know, like for one kid who to play ball up from his neighborhood every day he go in practice, he gonna have to have a strong mind to not stop on the turf without stopping on the turf hill and up people on them and just to take a little and then a little a little pull. You know what I mean? Just even if it's to just take one pull, and which it's gonna hurt him because if you ever have to take a drug test,
Yes, it's gonna
it's
definitely
gonna
happen.
it's gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? Um, Another thing too, this is where the collective effort comes into play because it don't take just a coach, it takes the parents, and it even takes some of those street dudes to be like, because I know once there was a hair of talent coming out of our neighborhood. When you go to hang on the turf and them thing that man, some of these tough man knows get from wrong, yeah, my son. You don't belong, yeah. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's true.
That's
That's
true. That's
facts.
yeah,
true.
you
Yeah.
you 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 got a
Facts.
you got a future. You know what I'm saying? And but I'm sure that's not going on right
They ain't
now.
doing that now. They ain't doing that
Right.
now. So
Everybody
the
was
youngsters them do need a strong mind in this generation.
right.
Yeah. That's true.
So they got a lot working against them. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be the love of the sport. Has to be. Like I got friends that they're just having a hard time with their kids right now, like because they introduced to that wall. And kids are defiant, man. Like kids now have a mind of their own. Like growing up, not saying that we didn't have a mind of our own, but we had such a respect level for our parents. Ain't no second questioning what they say. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like kids these generation is like, but why? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's their favorite response, but why? Or nah, it's not like that anymore. Like you guys are back in the past, and like they just the challenge. My son, the challenge
Everything.
everything,
Yeah.
everything. And my daughter just following into his footstep, and she didn't much as because she a little bit younger, so she's still in that respect, and ain't. But every little once in a while, she'd be like, "But why? That don't make sense to
Mm.
me," because they're not and what they're learning in this generation, they're not influenced by the way we were raised, by the things we were raised by. So it's either we have to, and honestly, it's because we grew up in an age of beating kids and getting licks and them thing. Then we can't do that now. So if you can't do that, what can you do? So it puts us in a position we either got adapt to them, or when that child turn to the age, or they might not even wait, they're going out the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, and no parent, if you truly love your kid, yeah, no parent want that. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
They want the kid to, as soon as they reach 18, to just run out the door, or sometimes don't even wait till they reach 18. They're gone. Once they could just take care of themselves a little bit, they're gone. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, just to piggyback on you, Pang, I just feel there's more adults outside of the parent, like myself, who are mentors that kids will look up to, need to continue to tell them the truth and reality. Because, like you say, a parent can continue preaching the same thing. They're gonna be defiant because they keep hearing you saying the same thing over and over and over. It doesn't mean they don't love you, but they keep hearing the same voice is going through the ear and coming out the next. But once they get that that confirmation from somebody else, whereas for me, for instance, being a coach, a lot of these parents probably telling their sons, their daughters the same thing I telling them. But when they hear it from me, it will be more solidified to them because they know that this guy played there, he played at the highest level. This is where I want to be. They listen more, and that's why I feel the mentors them in terms of where we've been. We need to come back and really mold the next generation of where they're trying to go because it does make a difference. I mean, I say a message. I don't know who put that message with Joshua.
Langolo.
That's Langalo, and I was just going and say something towards that.
Oh, you talk about the other one. You talk about
Yeah,
the other
with
one.
Joshua.
Oh,
I don't know if
Oh,
that
that
was
was Crystal
Crystal.
Rogers.
Okay, so that's Crystal. So I'm coaching her son Joshua. And I mean, right now I don't want to put his business out there, but we have to be a little sturdy on him because he's a very good player. I think he can make the next step. That's the player you like, Pang, with all the crossover. He was in Atlanta that you see you really like, and he's coming. He's really good, but he's starting now to love ball so much. He's forgetting the education with it. But we as coaches has to remind him, dude, there's no future in this ball thing that you love so much without the education.
right.
So unless you do this here first, remember you are a student athlete, not an athlete student. You are a student first, then athlete. If you can't take care of the student part first, the athlete is no future in it.
Yeah.
And we as coaches have to continue to push that message forward because that is important to the youngsters. Them, if we keep giving them leeway because they are good players and just keep letting them play in order just to win, we are going to fail them in terms of their future because they're going to think that's going to be the success to always get to where they need to go to. That's wrong. They should always be.
that's so
We
true.
have to hold them accountable. You know what I'm saying?
This
So
this is a
Very
story
true.
for
Very
for
true.
for I don't know, Crystal. Maybe I do. I don't know. I didn't see the message, but this is a story for her. This is a personal story for me directly to you. So maybe you could share this with your son or whatever. Tegan, the first year Complex Open, who was the best player on the team?
you by far.
At the end of that first year, CB Jarvis from Central, Mac, all of them got together. They got players to get invited to go play in Milwaukee,
Milwaukee.
Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Tegan, you just said was the best player on the team. I did not get an invite. Nobody never came and talked to me. Nobody never brought this to my attention. Nobody never, nothing. All because of one reason. To go on this trip, you had to have a certain GPA percentage. You had to be like you said, Tegan, student athlete. You had to be about your books first. And we all know Pang wasn't about his books.
No, we didn't see you in school.
Right. I didn't know about this tournament until the players that did get picked were leaving. And I want to know, like, what? I going on a trip and I don't know nothing about this yet? Like, so I got a chance to talk to, I don't know if Mac will ever remember this. I got a chance to talk to Mac, ask you, like, why I didn't get picked for this team? It was just easy for Mac. It probably wasn't easy for him to say, but he had an easy answer.
Yeah.
Your grades. That's all. That's as simple as that. It was your grades, and that hurt my heart. As much as I didn't like school, that hurt my heart to see players that in my caliber got opportunity to go on a trip that I could have potentially gone on and probably flourish, probably get my name out there.
That you was better than that we put that in there. You was better than every one of them.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a chance to go on that trip there all because school was not my focus. You know what I'm saying? Ball alone was my focus. I just wanted to play ball. And they had times when we had games where I couldn't play because my progress report wasn't good. Them stuff used to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? And the only time I would work hard is if I know I got a good game coming up and my progress report got to speak volume for me to play, then I would go class. Then I would go, but I didn't have the focus or the strength to know that this is an all year round thing. Even though basketball season is nothing, still go class because I missed out on a lot of things because I used to have to go summer school. You know what I'm saying? Like just different things that just used to prohibit me from gain the experience and exposure that I need because I was lacking in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't going class. Like courtyard lunch was my every period for me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just this just little things. So who that player Joshua, I need to get that message to him, man. Like you don't, like Tegan said, like you don't get basketball after high school without your grades. High school might be the farthest you reach. I was lucky. VLA recommend night school for me. One day he bring me in office and he was like Pang, like what, like honestly, why do you want to be here? And I really had no real answer for him. I told him, like I want to make sure I finish school. This gonna make my mother proud. I gotta get my diploma. You know what I'm saying? But when you hear you don't do what you like, he kept it real with me. When you hear you don't do what you need to do, like why should I keep you here?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I had all kind of things I wanted to say, but you like Kasim's there. He don't go class either. You know what I'm saying? Like I had
Yeah,
things I
yeah.
wanted to say, but I ultimately had to realize what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? If I
It
truly
was on
want,
you.
yeah, if I truly want something to happen, I got make this a priority. I got make school a priority. So I end up going night school, finishing night school, and it worked out good for me because I was actually working at the time. I was working Kmart at the time, so I was able to work in the day, go night school at night. I was able to maneuver my schedule to still play man league, and then high school and man league is what truly get me on the national team. That same summer, Usi approached me and asked me to come and play for the national team. That same summer, um, Tyler met me walking in Walmart, Kmart, I mean, asked me about going college, brought me up to his office and invite me up to his office so we to sit down and do applications, and that's exactly how I end up in college. But once I got to college, I wasn't playing around in class then. You know what I'm saying? I start going class, but
Yeah,
with
you had to be passing the play up there for sure. There's no
exactly.
hope.
Yeah,
In college
And
is no hope. You better be passing. You have no choice.
yeah.
and I took advantage of the opportunity that I got. I didn't even go college to play basketball. I just went college. Once I got there, I, f- I felt like if I get to try out, I could get on anybody team. If I try out, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I was that good. If I try out for anybody team, I could get on the team, red shirt, whatever they need me to do. But and I make sure my GPA was up there. I didn't go class, but I used to do my work. I still didn't go class, but college is built a little different than high school. Oh, well, our
Yeah.
college. Honestly, all I had to do was sign my name and walk back out. But I used to get Frenchie to sign my name, and the agreement was he signed my name and I do the both of our homework. And I did that then my whole freshman year, my entire freshman year, and then go class and take my exams and pass all my class. Now the next year when I met the team, I had to go class because now I represent the school. And if my coach ever go and talking one of the teachers and like asking me like how I doing in class, like, he's never here. He's doing good. He's turning in his work, but he's never here. So I couldn't do that anymore. You check.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you had to go
I,
to
I had to
class.
go class. No,
So
it's not no ideas because I think it was just our school. Because Tegan, I know you couldn't do that.
No, I could not. I
Yeah,
had to go
I
class.
think I think it's just our school, and
I
it
think
was
is I just me personally, I just think is the I think it's just the individual, man. You know what I'm
true.
saying? I
Yeah,
if like I know Christopher said Joshua was if Joshua watching if he's still watching, I honestly it's just that if you really love sports, just do good in school. It's that simple.
Facts.
that's
You
it.
can't.
That's it.
You it's impossible.
That's it.
It's so if you
And we
think
are love ball enough that we could do good because
Right.
yeah,
we
you know what I'm
wanted to play
saying.
ball.
That's my truly advice to Joshua is just like just man as do as the best you could do in high school is gonna be way easier getting into college. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? And for me, I just went by. I just try to get C and pass. But trust me, man, like the better you are in high school, man, is easier to get into college and is a lot more easier.
Yeah.
So
But I just wanted to share that story because
That's a great story, Pam. Great
he
story.
has
no, yeah, it is, yeah.
if he has ever heard anything about me and anything, that's one thing that you have to do is class, because you're gonna miss out on so much opportunity without even without Baal deciding that for you. And you don't want things that don't have nothing to do with basketball to decide your future. You know what I'm saying? That's the worst thing in life. If you are athlete, you do not want on like stuff that don't have nothing to do with the sport that you're playing decide your future in that sport. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
Especially going to gym. Shit, you can't pass gym, you don't need to play. You're in
It's
trouble.
true. It's true. That's true, man. That's true.
Yeah, but great message, man. Great message. I know. Crystal, he's a good supporter. Joshua is a good player, and he's dear to my heart because I've seen how far he's came, and his game is really he's one of the best players right now in St. Croix. I must be honest. But
he
you
real
can't now
go ahead.
you can't now just make the game determine who you are. I mean, that grade is gonna follow you all the way through. And at the end of the day, like I told him when I sat down and talked to him, as much as I was a good student, and I was a good student, so I'm not gonna say I wasn't, but I didn't really like school like that. I just love ball. So whatever it takes, I was just gonna do whatever I need to do to pass so I can. I don't want to just pass with a C like you say, Mumbai. I wanted to pass by far, so I had no problem in terms of playing ball. I always wanted to play ball, and
Yeah. See,
trust
like
me, just yeah.
when
Go
I
ahead.
talk to my son, I always tell my son that I said, man, if you really want to take ball serious, make sure you do good in school. Like me personally, like I ain't really big on grades. I just feel like if you pass, you pass. But if you have if you really want to, and this I'm just talking about sports, if you really really want to play sports and really want to get serious in sports and college, man, you got to take school serious, and you got to try to get all A's, all B's, all A's and B's, man. Honestly, like if I could do it over, I would definitely get better grades. You know what I'm saying? Because it just makes it a lot more easier, man. With the testing and everything else, you just make it
Yep.
harder yourself just getting to school,
It is
just
easier.
sneaking by. Yeah,
And
honestly.
just to take a blemish off of my status when it comes to school, I want I to really pay attention to this. As much as I said that I didn't like school, I still had to do my work to get as far as I did in high school. So I still had to go seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th grade. I still had to do some work. So it wasn't all about that I just didn't go class, because they had classes that I did go and pass. I just didn't go all my classes. You know what I'm saying? All classes I didn't go. I didn't work hard. Some classes I did. I work harder in some classes than others, basically. So it's not that I all the way didn't like school. Um, I did work hard in some classes. Some teachers I liked. Some teachers I put the effort to, and then there were some teachers that didn't let me get away with some of the stuff that I got away with. You know what I'm saying? They had teachers that will come and look for me whenever
But
I
your
think,
but your message is
Right.
powerful. Your message is powerful though, because you made it harder for yourself. You have to work extra harder, and you part like we could say you could have should have, but really and truly, you know what you did, you lost a lot of opportunities. Like what Tegan was saying, you was the best player, and then you wasn't able to go to Milwaukee, and you being the best player, you just didn't know what kind of opportunities would amount and would have come. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's like the biggest, most important thing about your message, man. It just made things more harder for you, and you
and
lost a lot of opportunities.
one last thing to that message there. The following year, I did make it to go on the team to go Milwaukee, but I'm gonna show you an example because this was my first time. I was behaving like performing like the rookie when the players who was there last year was performing like I've been here before. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
imagine if I had went to the year before and get my exposure, get my experience under my belt of playing on that level. When I came the next year, even though I was the better player to everybody, they were done used to it. We were here last year. This is nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't their confidence done they up. And I trying to catch up to them and build my confidence despite that I still the best player on the team. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
played good, but I'm sure if I had that experience from the year before, I would have played a lot better. So It just you have to. School is it. No way around it.
No way around it. No way
Yeah,
around it. You gotta
you
do
got a
it.
great
Got
story,
to do it.
brother. Your story is
Got to do it.
amazing. Like you should definitely you should be talking to youths, brother. Honestly, your story
Yeah,
is
you should.
amazing, man. You
No,
should
Pang, you should.
honestly.
Yeah.
It's very amazing, unique story, man. Take a lot of resilience, man. You
Well,
know.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Pang. I wanted to touch on something Lango mentioned earlier.
And I wanted to touch on that too, but it was hard. But I glad I made it to where I did. You know what I'm saying? And I got something that I could be proud of. In a way, but
Yeah,
I,
for sure.
I definitely made it hard on myself, and they had a lot of people looking out for me, and I was definitely fighting against them. You know what I mean? Because they had people that was looking out for me. I could honestly say that from my time playing ball in the Virgin Islands, a lot of people used to look out for me.
That's facts, man.
Yep. Yep. Bless up, man.
Yeah.
Proud of you,
So
P. Proud of
proud of
you.
you too, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I
You're
ain't saying all of
inspirational.
that. You know what I'm saying?
So
Yeah.
Langelo mentioned, social media, the internet, etc. Raising the kids, and they have so much access. And that's the thing that was going through my mind. I think when Tegan was talking or Pang was talking, I think Tegan was talking and Pang, kind of came in, and I was thinking the same thing. As a parent, like it's like it's difficult because Pang was mentioning like, hey, we can't really beat our kids like we used to, and discipline a certain way and stuff like that. But one of the major problems is that they just have access to the wall, negative, positive, mostly negative, and is how you balance that, especially you, Tegan, working with youths every day and stuff like that. Like how you balance that.
I think personally, you just gotta be really honest. I mean, you can't hide it because, like you said, they have the information at their fingertips. Before, people could have lied to us and keep us away from certain stuff that we weren't ready to know, you know, and just to throw something out there, sex and stuff like that. You could easily lie to we and say, yeah, if you drink couple V8, you will be good. You know what I'm saying, P? But no, you gotta be totally honest because these kids could just go on their phone and find everything they want to know. And
Yeah.
then once they get the truth and you are lying to them, they are not gonna be looking at you as a liar. You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
let me
That's crazy.
show how your vibes about this social media thing. Social media is a platform where you could be 15 and a millionaire. Social media influence so much of these kids. They don't go outside. They on these computers all day. To our fault, we didn't have a choice because there wasn't no internet and stuff like that. So we ain't had no choice but to go outside and play. So like we used to let outside be our guide to life. You know what I'm saying? Now these kids have social media to be their guides to life. If you go in a room of 30 kids and you ask them what they want to be when they grow up, I guarantee more than 50% of them kids gonna say something to do with some type of internet influencer or like something. I want to be a video gamer. I want to talk about basketball all day on the internet. I want to open up a blog. I want to, but it's never like I want to be a nurse. I want to be a doctor no more. I want to be the president of the United States no more. It's I want to be a professional athlete. I want to be a rapper. I want to be I want to do tutorials for makeup. I want to do a weight class online. Like everything has something to do with online because these kids could be rich before they're 20 just doing something on social media. So they're very well influenced by social media. But one thing I don't see on social media is like the stories of how some of these young like entrepreneur made became, you know what I'm saying? So when these kids see, all they're seeing is the glitters and the
Yeah.
the goal,
Yep.
you know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So they just feel like one day I gonna just pick up my laptop and I gonna be famous.
And
One
that's
day
it. Yeah.
I gonna pick up
You're
my
right. You're
laptop
right.
and I gonna be rich. You know what I'm saying? They don't know the ins and out of what this person went through, and it's hard. Even with the internet, it's hard because you got to stand out from the next person. You got to stand out from what you gonna do different from what I saw yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you always have to be recreating yourself. So, and if that don't work out, they don't have nothing because they don't want to go out there and work. They don't want a conventional job. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids today that feel like something is wrong with a conventional job, and there's nothing wrong with going out there and having a conventional job. It's still a way to earn money. It's still the way how the world is running. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
it's
I mean,
hard. So
that's where
we
they pushing
we
us. I mean, now they're pushing we through now to the metaverse. You know,
right.
people buying property in the metaverse. This is a universe that ain't even exist that you can buy land. I mean, really, like
Do you
they're
know?
gonna.
Do you notice everybody is talking about metaverse lately?
It's crazy.
Everybody. Like what is this? This is something that's been made up on TV and now it trying to become a real thing.
Watch Ready Player One. You'll see everything you need to know about it.
I
You
love
remember
that
that
movie.
movie,
Love
Ready
that
Player
movie.
One?
Yeah.
Okay, it's similar to that. It's where you're just taking the minds of all the young people and everybody in the world, put it in something like this in the virtual reality, and that's how they can spend their time.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, I tell people these movies we watch. Sometimes we think it's movies, but this is where I don't want to call them elites, but some of the occultic satanic elite want to take us. They want to take us in that type of universe in terms of uploading everybody mind into the metaverse and let that be our life instead of
we,
we living the life that we need to live. No, I know that's
we,
too deep. I don't want to get into that, but
I
that's
mean,
where they're trying to take me.
I I like where you went with it, and I have no. You could take if you want to take it, we could take it there. But I wanted to get I wanted to get C Boogie his perspective on the question if he heard it earlier as far as social media and the kids and the internet and you know
No, I didn't hear the question. My apologies. My apologies. I had to step out real quick, fellas. My apologies on that.
It's
No,
all
no
good. It's
problem,
all
man.
good.
No problem. Life always hit us when we don't expect it. So
it is true.
understandable. But Langolo made a comment that social media is raising our kids these days. And we want your takes if you feel that's true. Like what's your takes on social media and the influence that it has on this generation?
I mean, it's a I agree, and I think as parents, we have to, as parents, we have to grab a hold of how we could grab a hold, right? Corey made a statement he made the other day. He was on. And I know it for a fact. His household his household isn't really ran by electronics, right? Like they could do but oh so much. And it's not saying that they can't or they don't have the privilege. He just know which direction he wants his children to take. Um, Social media has affected even up to the adults. You know what I mean? Even up coming up to some of the adults. Um, for us, we base our life on, and it's sometimes hard because I try not to really talk about, not to compare all the time. I kind of hate doing it because I sound like the older people when I was younger. But then
You are
when
you are the older people, but go
yeah
ahead.
yeah yeah
we came
We
we
now old.
became we became what we made fun of. We became what we made fun
right
of.
right right, but it's like I gravitate so much to it based on the fact of I see the production of where it took us. The fact that we wasn't on these things all the time. Yeah, we had video games and we played for a little bit, but we wanted to be outside. We wanted to explore. We wanted to hone our crafts. We wanted to do things to make us better. You know what I mean? We didn't really, and I don't know if it's because we live in the Virgin Islands. We didn't really modern our style off of the lifestyle of what was presented us on TV, other than sports. You know what I mean? Other than really sports. I didn't really hear much people talking about, oh, they wanted to be like Jay-Z and all these other people. Everybody just wanted to be who they wanted to be.
Mhm.
And now social media is pushing people that they have to push to, you know, as they say, get a bag. And nothing ain't wrong with getting the bag.
Nothing is not wrong. Yeah,
Nothing
definitely
is
go ahead.
nothing is definitely wrong with getting the bag, but getting the bag, get a bag in the position of what you how you want to get and how it suits your life. You know what I mean? As we talking about a conventional job, you know, the conventional job, and I could see what you were saying, Pang, when I come in on a brief part of you. Everybody wants, like I hear LeBron say, everybody wants an instant oatmeal, right? Everybody wants to just throw it in the microwave, let it heat up real fast, and then get it and eat it. Nobody wants to always, some people don't want to actually put in the work and put effort to gain what they want to get. And social media is showing us. Social media is showing, in my perspective, the glitz and the glams. You know, all these people holding the thousands and hundreds of dollars, or the ladies, being presented a certain way, or the ladies telling the guys that this is what you have to do for me in order for you to get me. So he's structuring a mental mindset of, well, this is the direction I have to go. I can't go this direction of being a carpenter because the lifestyle of a carpenter doesn't gravitate to what society may tell me what I want to be. I can't be an electrician because social media and everything is showing me well, that's not what social media is showing me. You know what I mean? But realistically, these jobs, as they call the conventional jobs, are real quality jobs. You know what I mean? These are quality jobs. So social media is like, I agree, but I feel like at some point in time, the parents have to become a stronger hold into pushing the kids in the direction of how much they want to, the direction of where they want to go. Because honestly and truly, if I done a video game too long, if I was playing my Super Nintendo too long, my grandmother gonna tell me like, "Yo, you ain't been sitting there for like an hour already? No, man, you gotta turn that off." You know what I mean? And we have to form some type of control into a certain aspect of what they watch, and of course, the gravitation of what social media pushing for our kids.
Yeah,
Well said, brother. Well
it
said.
definitely need like structure. You don't want to limit them. Like I don't ever want to limit my son of what he can do. Like I do want to limit them is what I want to say. My apologies. Um, I want to limit them to what they do. I don't want to completely cut them off of not playing video game. Not having social media, like whatever the case may be. But my son got a social media account, and it's hard because it's hard to decide if I want to follow him versus not follow him, because the point of not following him, I never know what he doing, what he posting, who he talking to, whatever the case may be. But when I do follow him and I see certain things, I always have like there's always like, okay, I wonder why he posts this. There's always that factor, like you're trying to be in his head, and then you don't want to always ask you about every post. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I caught myself doing that, and I had to stop because it gonna get a point where, man, this is the worst. Having my dad following me, I can't post what I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
post, or you know what I'm
Facts. That's
saying?
facts, brother.
you know,
My boy, that ghost accounts.
Right. Well, and that would lead to that. He gonna open up an account that I ain't gonna know about, and then he gonna be doing other things that probably where And I want him to be 16. You know what I'm saying? Because I would say I love my mother, but I had a longer rope than what my child have right now. You know what I'm saying? So I was allowed to be 16, and I want to give my son that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's gonna help him in life. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I want to talk to him. I want him to come and talk to me. You know what I'm saying? When you have questions. So I want to leave that bridge open where I always want to make him feel comfortable to come and talk.
Pang froze.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that I mean, I catch on what Pang was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You kind of touched on the metaverse.
yeah, man.
And
That metaverse. Go ahead, Muba.
now I'm gonna let you go ahead, but I'm gonna just say this real quick. If anybody have anyone ever watched Black Mirror, they need to watch it on Netflix. Watch all the episodes. Black Mirror. Black Mirror, please. Black Mirror. Watch the episodes on Netflix because when we TJ kind of touched on the metaverse, he kind of did already, but it kind of goes along. Some of the episodes talk, you gonna see the correlation and stuff like that. All I just saying is that society is going into a dangerous. We already here already, but it's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
dangerous place, a very dangerous place that's going to destroy a lot of lives. I just kind of say it that way.
No, you're right. I mean, just saying a little thing what I've been doing on the metaverse. I didn't really want to bring it up, but since you give me the leeway, since you're the big dog,
Facts are real.
I mean, I mean, dude, this thing is it's so anti-God in terms of trying. They already have technology now that they found out in China. They're trying to upload your consciousness, your soul consciousness from your mind into the metaverse, which means if you watch Ready Player One, it's the same concept where you saw the guy at the end where he run the game, he uploaded himself, and in the end they were asking him, "Are you man? What are you? Are you an avatar or not?" He
Mhm.
uploaded his self consciousness into the game that he could continue to live. You could see that in Ready Player One. You could see it in Replica with Will Smith.
Yeah, well,
It's a lot of movie like even
Yeah,
Translucent. You remember Translucent with Johnny Depp?
Even Matrix.
Yeah,
replicas with
yeah.
Keanu
Matrix. Yeah,
with Keanu
With
Reeves, right?
Keanu
Keanu
Reeves.
Yeah,
Reeves. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Then they had Translucent. That's the closest description you could say about it, where Johnny Depp was getting cancer and they uploaded his mind into the computer and he almost destroyed the whole world because he became an AI. I mean, we watch these movies sometimes, but they do have these technologies, man. I mean, man, and this earth, they are trying to live forever. These millionaire, billionaire people, they don't want to make all these amount of wealth and just dead. They're trying to find ways how they can live forever. And one of the closest way they are found is through this thing in terms of what we call artificial intelligence, that we call the
Intelligence.
AI.
AI.
These is actually people uploading their mind consciousness into computers and dominating the world. So
My
the way I looking at it, they're trying to force the whole world together, not us. We don't pass, and that's why I like to tell a lot of people, don't worry about us. They never care about us. They are evil. Always focus on your children. Just look at what they're doing to your children. That's where they always strike. They indoctrinate kids. They don't indoctrinate us. We don't stuck in our old ways. But when you see the whole generation can't live 5 minutes without the internet, can't
I,
live 5 minutes without the phone, can't live 5 minutes without the texting, Instagramming, they already been indoctrinated. They're just making steps to get them to that level.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say my biggest fear is having like a citywide, worldwide power outage, because how this generation is gonna function without these electronics. You know what I'm saying? How people, because like Chris say, it has been incorporated into a lot of the adults as well. You know, ain't just the kids. But let's, God forbid, everything shut down. Like they ain't got no power. They ain't got no, like, do these kids know how to feed themselves when,
Nope.
cook food without without a stove and things like that? Do
Nope.
these, nothing
Tree,
like that,
stone,
which,
and wood. Nope.
right, which we learned when we were growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We learned how to cook without power. You know what I'm saying? We learned how to cook outside. We took bath outside. You know what I'm saying? We took, like,
Dump and
how
throw in the
right.
bush.
How would these kids fare without the electronic? How can they survive? Because once their phone battery dead, that's it. Like, what they gonna do after that?
They go
They
into
gonna,
mummies, like
That's what
literally
they do.
mummies.
That's
and
what they
that's
do.
that's how you gotta look at it in terms of raising your kids, like Chris was talking about, just formulating a structure in your household where you limit them on electronics. Say, like, Fridays used to be like movie night with my kids. Everybody, me, their mother, you know, everybody got put a device down and we just watch a movie. We relax. Sometimes I used to do when we driving in a car. Everybody put like, if we going on a road trip or something, everybody put the electronics down. For now, we just gonna talk. We're gonna sing. We're gonna, like things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to incorporate things where they're just not reliant on these cell phone, these electronics, and they also build them to be able to interact with people. Because
Yeah.
when they go out there, like my son like sometimes he'd have a hard time interacting with people because he's so used to interacting with his phone. He don't know how to hold a conversation with somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's a big fear when it comes to these electronics because it honestly don't teach the kids them nothing.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree.
as a parent these days, is really really tough for you to raise your kids because you pretty much battling against social media and the internet and stuff like that. We could go back when we was kids when our parents we used to always maybe listen to our friends more than we listen to our parents. It's kind of the same realm. It's just that our kids has something that is more addictive and more attractive than what we had. You know what I'm saying? They're more addicted and attractive to our image, that everybody is all their friends is using. So us as parents, when we limit it and stuff like that, it's like we doing the right thing, but at the same time, it's a challenge because we don't know how the kids gonna react. Are they gonna start rebelling? What's going through their mind late night when they're going to bed? Are they planning to run away? Their friends on social media, are they influencing them to run away? Are they influencing them to do this or do that? You read in the news, you see kids committing suicide and stuff like that because the parents then took away their electronics and stuff like that. So the kids' them brains is not even fully developed, and they're taking on this powerful beast as far as the internet and social media and stuff
Yep.
like that. Even with TikTok, you hear about them talking about TikTok, how a lot of sex traffickers and stuff like that over in the international waters, they target your kids through TikTok and stuff like that. They could hack into TikTok and they could pinpoint where this individual lives at and stuff like that. So it's like it's so tough on parents. Like there's only so much you could do, and it's kind of a sad situation if you really think about it, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys seen Akeem question.
Do you think algorithms is a fingerprint of your personality?
100%. My kids are two total opposite of what each other are. My son, he's a little more out there. He like to go out and hang out with his friends or whatever. Despite he's a little older, but he's always been wanting to do that even when he was at the age of my daughter. My daughter don't. She's an inside body. Just to go outside in the yard and play. That's like a disease to her. She is very much influenced by Roblox and Minecraft and all these things. That's the world that she live in. She don't play Minecraft as much as she used to, but she's a Roblox. And even when she's not playing, she wants to grab her iPad and go watch people play Roblox. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's all she wants to do. So I completely cut her off of that. No, she loves to draw. She's such a talented drawer. I don't know where she get that from because I can't draw to save my life. Like she would watch this picture and draw it. Like she just that good. She gave from her cheese could draw. She probably got that from he. But that's what she does now. I try to limit her on that as well because she does it on her iPad. She would just sit there and just start with one circle and she just go from there. And everything that she draw is still different. Even though she starts with one circle, everything that she draw is just different, like different characters for. I tell her you should really take this up and formulate it into a comic or something.
Yeah.
Or you could put it online where people could read. It just I do agree with him. I will say yes to his question, and my data is very much everything that she talks about comes from the stuff that she watch and those people that do roadblocks or whatever. And so I do say yes to his question if I ever experience that. My son, if watching basketball is an algorithm, because that's all he to do is watch basketball highlights. He don't watch games, and that's another thing I don't understand with this generation. They don't watch basketball game. but love to play basketball. How could you not watch the
Yeah.
NBA or college and you
Yeah,
love basketball?
It's true.
that's
Like,
insane.
It's
where is
true.
that love coming from? Like, what has influenced you to love the game? Like, I don't understand that. But
Yeah,
he is in tune in the history though. He is in tune in the former players and current players. He could still tell you what's going on today
Mhm.
because they just have a different way of going about it. So
that makes sense.
algorithm does formulate the personality of your child. I will say yes to that.
Yeah, ain't much more I can add. Not really, but I mean, yeah, ain't much more I can add, Moba. You guys hit it on the nail. In terms of me with the algorithm, I just try to school with the algorithm because I notice when I go and look for something on my phone, all of a sudden they popping up left and right, and me ask for it. I might research a
Yeah.
shoe just popping up in my email and all them things. So I say,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I gotta
That's
start looking at kind of crap on my algorithm. I go on a porn site and I see the porn pop up. I go on a bicycle site. Then I got on a Smith. The algorithm getting pissed because you don't know what I really want.
Right.
I just screw in with he. But
yeah.
it's
No,
nothing you can do no more on the phone because the second you search for anything, it
It's
could be in Home
everywhere.
Depot. You can go on a Home Depot site and say you want just say a chair. As soon as you come out your phone, you see something pop up. You want a love seat here from this other side. It's amazing.
There's
So
a love seat near you that you're interested. It's next door. You
it's crazy.
know.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's crazy.
definitely,
It's crazy.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I
So,
oh yeah, go ahead, Chris, my bad.
no, no, I just echoing off everybody. Yeah, I definitely agree with the same exact sentiments. You type in something, it ends up it's on your Google now, it's on your Facebook, it's just popping up on Instagram. You get emails, and it's like, the hell is this? And
Right.
Yeah.
in regards of like what Pang said, my kids are so much similar. My son is 16, my daughter is 13. I'm the youngest, he's 9. The only thing I could say is that the youngest, he actually will put down his electronics once there's people in his age group to play, to run outside, to do a whole bunch of other stuff. You know what I mean? But 16-year-old, he don't watch basketball game, but he loved the highlights. But at the same time, he could tell you about this player back then and this player and this player. My 13-year-old, she just tell me the other day like that. I don't want to go because I don't like people. Like, what does that mean? What does I don't like people mean? What does that mean? I can't I can't relate to them. And I'm like, I'm completely lost.
Yeah,
Like,
that's my
what do you
daughter
mean?
same
What
way.
do you mean you can't relate to people? Like, and she's the same way. She will stay in her room and she's into science and all them stuff, which is great, but
Yeah,
she's staring continuously at her electronics. And I'm like, you know what? We have this party to go to next weekend, and how much you say you don't like people, we're going. You need to learn how to interact, because in a
interactive.
couple of years you're going to be in school, you're going to be in college, where you have to interact and have social groups and be a part of social projects. You know what I mean? And you can't just be there sitting all in a corner not participating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That's a good
That's
idea.
true. That's true. Because my daughter could be in a room with 20 kids her age, and she there having a corner by herself. Like just she's still playing, she's still doing the same things the kids doing, but she there over there by herself because like they're so influenced by these electronics, they're having less and less interaction with actual people. You know what I'm saying? I kind of miss, like, I know we probably talk bad about the ghettos, and we want our kids, we want to be successful in life so we can move out the ghettos. But I don't know about the area where I are living. In the subdivision where my kids live in, no kids the outside on their street. Like no kids to be outside at all, like zero. So even when my son go outside and shoot around, or there's nobody else to shoot around with but me. You know what I'm saying? Even if my daughter want to go outside, there's no girls her age like across the street next door like to play with. Why would I want to go outside? You know what I'm saying? Like it's in every household. If you ain't coming outside, what you inside doing? You gotta be on the internet. You gotta be once your homework done. You gotta be on the internet. You gotta be like we are our kids are very influential from these devices, man, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I want to move back to the ghetto so my kids can go
Yes,
outside
it's crazy.
and play with other kids their age, my son. You know what I'm saying? But it's tough, man.
I was thinking I was thinking the same thing what Tiga mentioned with the ads and stuff like that, and I think that's what it is with the algorithm. It's pretty much it just is the fingerprint of your personality. Is like they see what you like and they keep just feeding you, feeding you, feeding you. It's the same thing when you go on YouTube. If you watch one video, but a video
Yep.
about sport, about basketball training, the next thing you know, suggestion of that. So just on the job. Next thing you tap on the other one, you tap on the other one. Next thing you know, you're 45 minutes, it's an hour, you're 2 hours in, and it's just like it's kind of like is the internet is just like like a drug, man. It's
Fact.
just like drugs. It's just it's a different avenue.
Just that
You know?
YouTube thing you talk about, that's how I get hooked on paternity court. I watch one episode, Mr. And like you said, like every time I go to YouTube now, the first video on top of my page is a new episode of Paternity Code or an episode that I never saw. So now
Yeah.
that's I'll be at my desk watching Paternity Code all day while I walk in this highlights of Paternity Code. That's all that I watch, and some of the sports shows. That's all that I watch at my desk at work.
So the hottest topic in the world today, right? We have had this discussion with our last podcast. We had it with C Boogie, but we haven't get to hear Tegan's standpoint, perspective. But I want to bring it up again because there is a lot that has transpired since we all had our own opinions and perspective on the situation. And I talk about, the whole Oscar situation with, the comedians and stuff like that and what happened and stuff like that. Most of the information that everybody has gotten is mostly off of social media and blah blah blah. Since we talk about social media and how it could be affecting kids, but at the same time it affects adults as well too. And this situation pretty much speaks volume of it. So Tiganagi, I'll let you go first because we all of us have talked about it,
You
religiously.
talking about Will Smith?
Yeah. But recently a lot of new stuff have come out that didn't came out when we had the discussions. Me being on C Boogie Talks and then myself, Pang, Carrie Ann, Arika, and Carrie Ann episode. So
Let me say something to that. You said the new information. I don't think it's a lot of new information that came out because a lot of stuff that they're talking about now is stuff that was said or shown prior to this thing happening, but nobody was. It didn't have a.
Give me
it
a
didn't have
preview, Pang. Give me a preview. Of
no,
what,
wait. When I said new information, I'm talking about his wife said that he shouldn't have hit him. When she said that,
Okay.
when we had the conversation, she had never
Oh
talked
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's when I said like the new information.
Gotcha.
It's very telling and very important.
Yeah,
You know?
she said Will shouldn't have slapped Chris Rock. I'm not a woman that needs protection.
But why you look at it the way you did then?
But also there is another video angle that came out showing that after
He
Chris
gets
Rock
slapped.
had slapped Will
She
Smith,
was laughing.
She was laughing when Chris Rock said something after. I can't remember what he said. Like he said something and she started laughing. I want to say when he said like, "Oh, I got slapped," and
I got slapped by Will Smith. I just got
So-
smacked by Will Smith.
But Tiga, what's your personal opinion from your perspective?
I'm way out there, so I don't
Yes.
tell a bunch. I don't tell a bunch of people. How could you go to what the award show was?
Oscars.
Oscars.
How could you go to the Oscars to watch a bunch of actors get an award for acting, yet still believe an incident that happened, it's real with a bunch of actors? How you're not being played?
So that's the question, and that's kind of what Mumba has been harping on because there's so much factors we don't know about this thing, but everybody formulating an opinion that some people hate Will Smith, some people hate they think Chris Rock deserved what he got, but like we don't know what's going on in Will Smith and Jada Pinkett life. We truly don't know. They have said things, they have done things, we just know based off of what they have said or what they've done. But then we also don't know what's going on in Chris Rock life or whatever, or, to formulate an opinion or whatever the case may be.
So, so
So
here's my
to,
thing, Pam,
to
before
your
I
point,
forget.
Tegan, like why are we hating this person, hating them? We don't even know if this thing is even true.
So here's my thing that I want to research because I don't want to say too much about this because you guys probably a verse like me in terms of looking. Because I always think outside the box. So I know me. I call me the big conspiracy theorist. But a lot of these guys who are in that Hollywood satanic occult, they do get indoctrinated in terms of going to the highest level. And one of the highest level to get, when you ascend to the highest level, you have to take a public shaming. And lately, I haven't heard crap from Chris Rock, but all of a sudden he did on every show he doing stand up, and all of a sudden he's one of the most popular guys now, which means he now is ascending in terms of even a higher level of the occultism, so to speak. I know I'm speaking things that I don't follow, but I follow this thing. I'm gonna bring it home to you. Remember Dwayne Wade when he made the 12-year-old son
I follow.
a little
I
girl?
follow. I follow. I follow. I follow.
And
Go
then
ahead.
okay, so remember when Dwayne Wade made his son a little girl, right? Because his son, I don't remember his son name. He's a girl now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Zara,
So
I think her name is.
Zara. So he indoctrinated her son. And it was said back then by the people that might be following, just watch Dwayne Wade. He's gonna blow up, he's gonna be on everything. Because this is where you have to take a shame in. You have to go to a level openly to the people them in power in dark places, so to speak, like the Bible say, for them man to extend you to the next level. And I just believe right now Chris Rock is getting ascended to the next level. It had nothing to do with none of that crap that everybody's talking about. You have to be openly humiliated first to get to the next level in these man world. I mean, I've been following these guys. I actually had a chance to go to California and a couple of these parties. I must be honest, I know a lot of people ain't gonna want to hear it, but a lot of people is heavily in satanic rituals. And we might just think we're watching them on TV, and a lot of them we like to watch and think they like to act, but a lot of these people channel spirits within them to do these roles. I mean, I've heard so many stories when I went to California, even to Jay-Z, a lot of our famous singers. These men that actually channel spirit within them, and then man can sing a whole album without even writing on a note. These guys are channelers. But whether you believe in it or not, I don't know. Only God can judge these things. But Hollywood believe in it, and that's the biggest thing. Hollywood believe in it, and if you just follow the steps them as they go, somebody always have to get humiliated to take the rise. And just watch it, you'll always see. And that's why I get to it. I feel watch Chris Tucker now. Is Chris Rock now?
Yeah.
He's gonna be ascending. You're gonna see
He,
it. He's gonna
he
be
already
everywhere.
ascended.
Yeah.
His ticket sale went up over 30%. That he started selling out some of the places that he was already scheduled for. So he's already ascending.
Yeah, he's gonna be on the rise. I mean,
Well, I don't believe in that stuff, Tegan. I the reason why I say that, I'm a firm believer. I used to hear it a lot growing up, and it's stuck. I'll when it came to like voodoo and my mother used to always tell me, my mother ain't from the island, so she don't really believe in them type of stuff there. So I did pick up something with her, like when she used to tell me, if you believe in voodoo, then like she think it's real, but she think the only way it works for you or against you, you have to believe in it. You know what I'm saying? If somebody walk voodoo on you, it won't work on you if you don't believe in it.
okay, power in agreement.
Right. If you believe in voodoo and you want to do voodoo on somebody, you have a good chance of it working because you believe in it. You know what I'm saying? So all the things that people like, I don't subscribe to stuff like that. So I don't believe in things like people read their dreams and all. I don't believe in all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you dream about what you dream about, whatever, you move on to the next day. I was telling you earlier, I'm a free spirit person. You know what I'm saying? I don't hang on to things. You know what I'm saying? Whether that story is real, because at first I thought it was entertaining, and then I started more and more feeling sorry for Chris Rock. But then at the end of the day, when like listening to Mumba talk, the first time we talk about it, you know, like how do you know, like what, you know, like how do you formulate an opinion against either one of them when you really just don't know them? I don't know Chris Rock. I don't know Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? And he made a lot of sense. So you make a lot of sense too in regards to the just the world that they live in. I do think that there's some type of satanic vibes going on in that world there. And if I'm a big Dave Chappelle fan, and if I ever watch Dave Chappelle, he talk about that
Yes,
with
he did.
with Larry. I think it was Larry King before he passed.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
You know,
Yep.
like they they
Totally on some few people.
they want to say that I'm crazy. Somebody is giving me $1 million, and the only way I could turn that down is because I have to be crazy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He said there's a world that he just couldn't be part of. You
He
know
had
what
to
I'm
run to
saying?
Africa.
Yeah, he had to run. He had to just get away from it all because he was about to. He was about to, even though he's still descend, but like you said, Tegan, humiliation because he took a hit for that. You know what I'm saying? And when he came back,
Yep.
there's no better comedian than Dave Chappelle. No, none. I mean, like
Yep.
you could argue that ever because that dude bad.
He good. He good. That's my guy. That's my guy.
You
Chris,
know what I'm saying?
but that I
Chris,
saw that
let,
interview you
hold
talking
on,
about with Larry King. Powerful.
let me, Chris, what about you? What's your take on this since the last time you spoke about it on your platform?
I mean, it's intriguing now listening to Tegan's standpoint and Pang's standpoint. Um, I looked at it just as from a personal aspect, not in regards of no a grown man getting on stage and slapping a grown man. No, I've watched it so many different times. The first initial intake I had the first time became way different as I really start to sit on it. Um, you know, Pang has a good point. I don't know what's going on in these people's lives. You know what I mean? I even after our live, I watched this several times and really questioned: is this real?
Yeah,
No.
it still don't look real.
Is it real? Like you really watch this man come all the way up to you and slap you, and his response was now to just turn around and go sit down.
Fixing the
And
jacket,
then
smiling.
yeah, and then now Jada, she's smiling, and then it's like, huh. I was like, okay, then now as Tegan point, now I'm a in between Chris Rock fan. I don't not like him, but I kind of like his stuff. You know what I mean? But no, he's all over the place now. Everybody wants to see him now. Everybody wants to see. He went on this little hiatus. Yeah, that's Chris Rock. But then we hear from Chris Rock and hold on. Now he's about to go on tour now.
Hmm.
He's about to go on tour now. No, all of a sudden
Perfect
now
timing.
his ticket price go from $40 to $300,
And still getting sell out.
and still getting sell out. So it's like like I ain't gonna lie, Mumba, from we last talked, which is just about a couple days ago to now, my whole aspect and everything has changed to like, yeah, just wondering, is this real? You know what so many different things now. All you see now, and as we talk about the algorithm, right? This is the algorithm now. They're all everything on every single whatever you look on is Chris Rock and Will Smith. They're talking about their
Yep.
past, they're talking about this, they're talking about that. And it's what? It's over 2 weeks now. It's going on 3 weeks now, and there's still the topic of conversation. And now, added to that, now that I'm thinking about it, not Chris Rock, Will Smith, there's a new up and improved Fresh Prince of Bel Air. That's
Yep.
it's the new and improved series that's on now. So you know what I mean. So it's like even us talking now, my whole aspects of the whole
You
thing
got
is
you
like,
got to think. You got to think.
yeah,
Meanwhile, while all this thing
exactly.
happened, you know that Pfizer dumping documents that saying that they knew natural immunity was stronger than the vaccine, and nobody talking about it. And Fauci knew that they started the the Wuhan virus, and
Tiga,
nobody talking about it.
none of that related, man. You go on with your.
Perfect
but I
timing,
hear,
fam. Perfect timing. I'm telling you.
I heard
I
now
got one that is
Pfizer
true.
Pfizer coming up with something for alopecia now. Pfizer is
Yeah.
doing something for alopecia.
Hey, bang.
It's true.
Pfizer just came up. Hey, see Boogie, did you see what Pfizer FDA? Go on. This is no bullshit, no conspiracy. FDA just approved the first electronic pill where you can take the pill and when you take the pill, they can read with their computer how well your body is functioning from the pill you take. Go and look it up. They say no conspiracy.
Mhm.
FDA just approve it. Nobody
Wow.
talking about this.
All right, but wait, let's
Everybody talking about Putin. Nobody know about this.
so well for me, right? My perspective hasn't changed when about the whole situation and stuff like that. But what Tegan talking about, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Tegan, I 100% agree with him. There was there's a lot of celebrities that talk about the humiliation door, another door where you perform in gay acts and stuff like that, and then you have the third door, which is a straight door, which is like you on your own, you know. And it's true, man. I ain't gonna lie, it's true. I witnessed some stuff. Me, when I was playing baseball, when I traveled with the major league team, I witnessed some stuff, and yeah, it comes down to is either you sell your soul or you don't. It's that simple.
Mm,
It's either you
that's
sell your
fact.
soul or you don't, and that's just the way how it
That's
is.
fact.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of celebrities go through it. And I was thinking the other day, and it's like it's like a system was set in place for society, and they have a lot of individuals who make a difference in society that would mess up the system. And when they are a threat, they end up dying so many different ways. There's a
Of
lot of
course.
Michael
individuals.
Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson, Bob Marley, you got Tupac, you got Malcolm X, you got so many
Yeah.
different individuals all over the world, even individuals over in Syria, Africa, and stuff like that, who was trying to make you know black people be in charge and eliminate the US dollar and that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden, the media made them out to be bad people. In reality, they was doing good. And us as individuals, people watch the media and then we think that they're bad. In reality, they're not bad. And they give them a reason to attack the nation and destroy the nation, destroy them. So it goes deeper than, with the thing. But, with the Will Smith stuff, man, like I say, it's like, you know, I just think that when a lot of people were saying like how a lot of people was going towards he was making fun of her hair, Jada was hurt, when Will Smith look at her, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. It speaks volumes that she would come out and just say that he should have never slapped him. It just sums everything up right there.
Yeah.
It
And
sums it up.
because the media is dogging she, a lot of people want Will Smith to divorce she. A lot of people
But
are there calling she the devil, and nobody worrying about her hair or alopecia anymore. Like people after a couple of days, and like stuff is coming out from the past that has been said, and a lot of people changing their view about it. You know what I'm saying? And but it's going back to the algorithm, because the algorithm is it's originally formulated the way how they felt about it, but now it's it's changing them, the algorithm changing their mind. You put out a certain story, you go one way with it. You follow back up with a different story, and all of a sudden you making a U-turn, and like, let me look at this a different way. And
but it
she trying to keep her ground by coming out and say that.
but this goes back to what Tegan saying. If we if individuals, right, really just take time to think and pay attention, they won't get trapped up in this algorithm. Because it was the same thing when I mentioned with the whole Chris Rock stuff. He do a lot of stuff for charity with people and stuff like bullied, whatever, and stuff like that. Everything that people is bringing up about their relationship and stuff like that, it was out in the open.
was
it's
already
already
there.
been there. Like if
Right.
you like, it's already been there. People just bringing old stuff back.
Right.
But like if you really like pay attention, like that's said people who really like pay attention. But if you like pay attention, you have a good memory, and you realize that you know what, nah, this don't even make sense because you will remember stuff from the past and stuff like that.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's just, you know, again, it's people's opinion blaming Jada for Will's action. It goes back again. It's like everybody has their own opinion and they're blaming this person and blaming this person. But that's how powerful social media is because if you're a celebrity,
Yeah.
you're a target and people is affecting you, then it's gonna start affecting your money.
I
It's gonna
ain't,
start
I
affecting your
ain't blaming none of them because
you know what I'm
both of them
saying?
acting. That's my
But
bottom line.
it's gonna
They,
start
they
it's
are
gonna
actors. Actors act.
it's gonna start affecting their money and their popularity and shows and all kind of different stuff. So now they have to try and clean it up and stuff like that. But you know,
Pang, let me ask you.
it's crazy.
This is a hypothetical. If your woman cheat on you, your wife, she's gonna take you on national TV to tell you who she cheat with and it was good and she don't think you were cheating.
First of all,
Should you do that in
No. Answer the
should
question. Answer the
should you do
question.
that in private at your own house? You can cheat if you want to cheat, but why you have to humiliate me in front of the whole world? To me, she was indoctrinating Will Smith. She was dehumanizing the male figure
so
in
he could
terms
take
of
off.
authority. You know what I'm saying? And I felt all that was planned. I felt all that was a trick. And he like an idiot up there smiling, but yeah. No, you are
And
making men look weak.
that's what I was gonna say about my first about. From the day I find out she was cheated, that divorce paper don't get right up bars one time.
But you gotta ask yourself this question. Just ask yourself this question, simple question. Why would they do that? Or why would she do that? Or why would they do that?
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
On
agree to come
TV,
out.
on TV.
Yeah,
He
Right,
had
right,
to
right.
agree.
like, but like, and that's where people missing is like they're blaming her for what he's doing, but he has a choice. You can't go into somebody's lives and say, okay, she made him do that. How do you know?
Right. But he said for him to make that choice, though, this is out of his mouth. And the same conversation, he had to go through months of therapy to come to grips with that. You know what I'm saying? He made his choice, but he said he had to go through months of therapy to. I'm just his words. You know what I'm saying? He had to come through months of therapy. Ain't enough therapy missing. Not for
But
me.
it,
Nope.
but this is the thing. Like it goes back to like when you if you watch somebody, it's like that you have the words and you have actions. Which one do you go by? Do you go by the words or you go by the action?
The
Hey,
actions, you gotta go by the
You
actions.
gotta because you're basing your opinion based on what somebody told you something that happened 2 minutes ago. But what about how they was living their life the whole time in front of the camera? You forget
Exactly.
everything that
Yeah.
they did because they said something two minutes ago because they just trying to persuade you.
mhm.
But your actions the whole time prove different.
Right.
Yep.
You
That's
know,
a good. That's a good point, Mamba.
and
Yep,
and the other
yep.
thing is that you have kids. You have kids.
Let me ask you. I don't want to go off base. Didn't they indoctrinate one of their sons too? Like like Dwayne Wade? I'm not sure.
No,
No.
said-
He
they
come out
said
himself.
they said that they said that they allowed him to be a free spirit because when he first came out talking about he wanted to wear that dress, they allowed him to feel like gender, there's no particular gender, you know what I mean? That he could feel like he wants to wear a dress and he wouldn't be considered labeled as anything else but a human being.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, but he himself come out and just said some stuff about himself and things like that. But
Yeah.
the daughter even she's a free spirit. She the date men and women. Like she
Yep.
is.
But that's another way our world going to, and that's a realistic conversation we have to have with our children because you can see they pushing this thing heavily in terms
Oh
of
yeah. Yes.
they
Yes.
know man or woman. No, you can be who you want. So
Yeah.
I
They're
mean,
trying to eliminate sex.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's part of being in the metaverse.
yeah,
They
He don't have no sex in the metaverse. You just whatever.
they
yeah.
slipping it
You can,
in, they slipping it in everywhere. Just today I was watching Avengers Endgame, right? And I don't know if y'all have seen it in the part where Captain America is having his little group, where he's having a little social group with like, I guess like a couple guys and whatever. And the one guy was talking about,
His husband.
yeah, it caught me off guard. He was like, he went on a date. He was talking about he went on a date, and then he said, well, yeah, I went on a date, and he was talking about, and I was like, wait a minute.
That's my thing. When it comes to that, we ain't got to touch on this here because this could open up a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Negatively, because they don't listen to what people say sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, each of these people that we're talking about, they're human beings. So you don't want to feel anything negative towards them. You know what I'm saying? What I don't like about it, and it's strictly based on what C Boogie just said, it's like they're just trying to force it down your throat, trying to force you to make you like something or whatever the case may be. I don't dislike the person. I just don't understand what they're talking about or what they're going through or what they're dealing with or what they because I don't understand that lifestyle. And I don't think I'm ever understand that lifestyle, just knowing me. You know what I'm saying? But because you don't understand it, to them it's like you don't agree with it. You hate them. And they try to like force it down your throat, like just force you to like it. Like it's hard watching a movie, watching a TV series, or watching something, and that's not on it. You know what I'm saying? A movie could be going good, and it's almost ruined for me when there's
That
two
part
people
come in.
of the same, kissing or whatever, like mainly males, but like I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? Um, people that are trying to say, well, you weak because you're not comfortable with it. Like that makes me weak. Like
Right?
how? You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that they're trying to force it down your throat is what I don't like, and I can't understand that part. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand some or relate to a particular function or whatever you want to call it. Like I'm a bad person, and I don't like that part about it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree. I agree with you.
No, I agree with you 100%. I just feel like if everybody just don't pay attention, just ignore it and don't have an opinion,
I think
then
I think
then
we
it could be.
all I think we all here have somebody that's probably gay or whatever, and you don't treat them any different than a straight person. But that don't mean we gonna be hanging out in the same places and that don't mean I gonna be you gonna invite me to this function and I gonna come. You know what I'm saying? You're like I'm not coming there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it won't make me like you any less. If you're a
And
good person, you're a good person. You know what I'm saying?
that's
but,
true.
but you have your world and I have mine. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? And then we could meet on separate playing field. You know what I'm saying? And hang out and cool and chill and have a good time. But I ain't coming into your world. That ain't gonna never happen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm never gonna understand your world because that's just the way how my mind is. And I'm never gonna understand your world because I
I,
don't
I
I
agree.
don't see it.
I with you.
What's your opinion on transgender men playing in women's sports?
Um,
Hey, it's so
Um,
funny, right? Let me go pee. I was watching you guys know the rapper Bootsy? I was watching it on Vlad.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see.
I need to
We'll see
watch
the
his
balloon.
interview on that question. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
I seen it. I
You
seen
saw
it.
that?
I
Yeah.
I watched all of his Vlad interview, but I haven't seen that one, so I gotta go look for it.
Yeah, man. You tell the man, get your ass out the pool, man. Get your ass out the pool.
Yeah, because he was born a male, right? So
Yeah.
he has all the male attributes, whether he cut off, he whatever, he still has male are physically, they were born physically dominant. Now, I'm just talking about the physical aspect of things. They were born physically dominant than a female. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of females develop their physicalness growing up. You know what I'm saying? but just as what's the word I'm looking for?
Just as
Scientific,
being a male,
yeah,
scientifically, you're just that.
scientifically, you're just born more physically gifted than a
Yeah,
woman.
you
You know
get
what I'm
more
saying?
muscle mass and all that stuff.
Right, right. So I think it's because
You
you
got
cut
more testosterone. You may
right
get more estrogen. There's a lot, you know.
because you cut off your whatever you did surgery to become a woman. It don't make you it don't make you a woman to play in a female sport. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You still were born a man. You know what I'm saying? You still have man attributes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's a disadvantage to the other players that you join in the league. And so, now the only thing I would say is because you did that thing, you should, they had the big thing with the restroom.
Yeah.
I think they should be allowed to be in a female restroom or whatever the case may be, because they don't have a man part anymore. You check. So they can't do. I don't want to use rape, or that's a strong word. Um, but I think that's what a lot of people fear, like them being a pervert. You no longer can be a pervert. You a woman. You's a woman now. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be a perv no more. You know what I'm saying? Or because you got the same thing that they got. So I do agree with them being able to use the female restroom or whatever the case may be.
But that's that. I think that's if they go as far
Okay.
as as that. Because I've had an incident and I had to walk in and call my daughter out. It was in a Chinese restaurant, and this, it was no disrespect, but it was a shim because he he just had a top on like a female, and you could have physically saw whatever he was doing or whatever he was going, he wasn't there yet. And my daughter just went in the bathroom, and the person went in after, and I just opened the door and said, Jolie, come, wait till we go outside. Because at that point in time, and this was earlier on, this is when they first started to do it. You know what I mean? So I definitely get where you're coming from, Pang. But is for me is if they have reached that level,
Right.
if they reach that level of that transformation part. In regards to the question, it's like my thing is like, and I hear a lot of people saying, how am I supposed to have my daughter do or train and be in all, be as much as she could be, and all of a sudden this guy decides at 18 years old, where he's, physically and of course in a brute more strength to come in, and decides at that point in time he's changing, and he comes and dominates over all these females. What am I supposed to tell my daughter that's been training all these years? How am I supposed to have that conversation?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a tough conversation to have. So I honestly think, and it's no disrespect again, I think they should start and I think they should start creating their own leagues, because it's 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 I think it's a disrespect to these ladies who've been training their whole lives.
Right.
Suppose suppose Giannis decide he wants to be a transgender now. What happens?
You saw again, we're going back to Dave Chappelle. He used that same analogy a few years ago with LeBron James. He used that same analogy, what you just said. What if Giannis, instead of
Yeah,
saying Giannis, he said LeBron James? Would you allow LeBron James to go on? Now, do he get to go and play in the WNBA after getting a transplant?
yeah.
He'll tear up the league. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
But
it's
but here's something that I think everybody miss. Not are you, but just watching out. First of all, I don't agree with it. Period. So I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I
Yeah.
got that too, just like most are you. I don't want to see it happen. Period.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't know the advantages in terms of being a male. But I remember they had a South African sprinter who was a female, and she was dominating track and field. And they were doing all kind of tests, I see, saying she had male hormones, and she was not allowed to sprint because she even though she born a woman, she have male testosterone. They went as far as banning she. Go on, Google it. This was just a couple years ago.
I know you talk about. Yep, I remember.
This was a banned woman,
Yeah.
and they didn't want she to compete because they feel she was too dominant for the female because she had high testosterone inside of her as a female that was very comfortable as a male. Now
No, did
here come
she
a male.
enhance?
She never had banned. That's how she was
But she-
banned.
yeah, so she was banned.
And let me put it in. She was black. Let me put that in. They banned she. Now here come a male who ban a male, and they can't wait to put in a female competition, even though he has the same attributes banning a male than the same black woman they tried to ban a couple years ago. Now, how are we not seeing some kind of misidentification in that agenda, and why nobody bringing that up? I have no idea to this date. But I ain't forget. I remember that girl from South Africa. She was whooping their ass, and they
Yeah.
banned she.
For me, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, I don't agree with it 100%. I'm not totally against it. And my question is why? Why they doing it? That's just my question. Why would they do something like that? It don't make sense to me whatsoever.
Bruce Jenner.
Wait, Karen just pulled up the website. I know
The
Karen.
link,
Pop the
yeah,
link.
she
Yeah,
put
she
the
put the
link,
link.
the
Yeah,
Wikipedia
That's
link.
the name. Yeah, Castor. Yeah.
Yeah, go check that story out. That thing will break your heart, Pam. And this was
Yeah.
a banned woman, a black woman that was dominating.
Yeah, this was
And
like
they do
maybe 3 years ago, 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. And they
Yeah.
do everything they can to kick she out the sport.
Okay, so
Everything.
okay, you know what I don't understand? Like when stuff like that happen, like how can it be allowed? You know, to happen? Like,
That's the question.
yeah, how
My
can it
thing
be
is-
allowed?
That's a
But my thing
question.
is, they have their agenda. When you see things like this happening, this is not the first. And that's why I like the Bootsy interview. It's not going to stop at swimming. That's just the first. Everybody think that's the first. And you just touch on the NBA. It's going to happen in every sport. We will be fooled to think it's just going to be swimming. It's not. And like you said, you training your daughter all her life from the time she was 4 years old to be great. And now you have a man over there who was pretty much, let's say he's ranked 450 out of the top 10. And all of a sudden he can just transition over and be number one. That's not fair. It's just not fair. You know,
I like.
it's
Hey,
nothing. It's nothing about he and what he want to do with his life. Whatever you want to do with life, whatever float your boat, that's you. I don't care about that. But in the competitive spirit of fairness, Pang, that's not fair. He was crushing them girls in the pool by 30 seconds. 30
Yeah.
seconds in swimming is like, you know how far 30 seconds in swimming is like these women to be, it's like 0.1 and 0.2 to separate the best of the best.
Yeah, yeah.
And when he was a man, he was 468 rank. so imagine the number one player, the number one swimmer in man. Imagine that. Just imagine that.
Imagine the number one swimmer in female before he got there, how she must feel.
It's tough, man.
Strange,
it's tough, but
strange wall, man.
Yeah.
it's tough. I don't like to see it, but we don't control this, and it's gonna happen because when you see it happen in high institution, and that's why I said this is an agenda. It's not happening in Jacksonville and Ursinus. This shit is happening in Yale and Princeton.
Yep.
This thing is Ivy League. This thing is an agenda. Get used to it. It's coming.
Yep. I agree. I think when, and I mentioned Bruce Jenner because, well, as you call him, Caitlyn, whatever you want to call him, the year he came out, he won Woman of the Year.
Yeah,
and I was
imagine.
Like, how? What happened to all these amazing women that was doing their thing for however long?
As great a woman be, it only take 1 year for a man to beat them. That's sad. That was really sad. He won that shit.
And went up and take the award and had speech and everything. And I'm like, just like you said, how are you guys allowing this?
That's the question, man. That's my question.
Not allowing nothing. You can't do nothing about it. There's nothing we can do about it. These people are pushing this down your throat. And
right.
You
And then
go along and get along.
when you speak out about it, if you're famous, especially, you getting canceled because they ain't having it. And for these politician, governor, laws or whatever, they're so scared, like because they don't want to get canceled. They back them. You know what I'm saying? It
Look
just
at
like
David
it's
Chappelle Pan, our boy, when he made the transgender joke about the girl. That was his best friend. Look how the
Yep.
media came after not
Yep.
knowing that was one of his best friends.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But
This man is a
but you
comedian. All
see,
he do is tell jokes.
but this is but it goes back to what I mentioned earlier. If you listen to the special, he explained he wasn't even targeting anybody. That was the
Yeah.
thing. Is people opinions going and they just creating a narrative. He in the special he explained everything.
He did. He
He
did.
said it.
Yeah, he did.
He
He
explained it,
did.
and people still flipped it and turned it around and then create an outrage. You know what I'm saying? But he explained it, and that's what I'm saying. We living in a dangerous world because the truth is right in front of your face, and even though the truth is right in front of everybody's face, if the masses decide to go with this narrative and doing this and doing that, then there's a whole uproar and there's all kind of problems and all kind of BS, and they look to cancel him and all kind of stuff. Even some comedians was going against him and stuff like that, and he explained it. It wasn't nothing for anybody to feel offended or anything like that.
Exactly.
And that's the dangerous world we live in. It goes back to selling your soul. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
crazy.
You know,
He
you
ended up
gotta.
setting up. He ended up setting up a trust fund for the lady's child.
Yeah. Yeah.
They ain't talking about that.
That's what I'm. That's the same thing I said with the whole Chris Rock stuff when we was in the back channel talking. Is the same thing. You know, we are at a point today in society that everybody wants to be right. Everybody wants to push what they feel and what they think and how they feel is the way how it's supposed to be, and that's the problem. Everybody has an
How
opinion. Everybody think they're right.
how I understood from a while back this thing was so real, man. I'm a Michael Jackson fan, right? And his last album, Invincible, I realized something just told me to look up on it because I realized there was no pushing for it, and I did some research and he came out and on stage in front of a crowd talked about what's going on in this Hollywood and he started to call names. You know what I mean? And his last album he put independently because the label pulled him. And I'm like, if they did this to Michael Jackson, imagine anybody else.
Yeah. Prince as well.
Prince
Prince
too.
as well.
Prince,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pam, stop sleeping.
Crazy. It's crazy
Well, I
world, man.
said 3 hours in. I don't want my partner mash up your head here.
It's
no, I
crazy.
good, man. I good. I ain't falling asleep today, man.
It's
Oh,
crazy.
okay,
It's
okay.
crazy. It's just
No,
crazy,
but
man.
it's just vibes. It's just vibe, man. I like the vibes. I mean, this is just what happening, man, and we just gotta keep our eyes open and see what happening. It's
Yeah.
not much we can do individually to change things, but at
Mhm.
least we can identify what we're seeing right before our faces. And like DMX said,
Yeah.
he
We
said
don't want
something
to fall into
so
the trap,
perfect.
though. That's the thing.
Exactly. He said something so powerful in his last interview, DMX. He says, "Man, 90% of the singer I seen on TV ain't true."
Facts.
I don't know why he would say that, but it must have a meaning.
Yeah.
So
You got to think about it. Like these people that we don't watch
It's
on
true.
TV, they're real people, and we all here have met somebody famous. We all have met somebody famous. And how much does it impress you that when you in conversation with them, they going through the same thing that we going through in life? They just got money and they on
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
We all have met somebody famous, and when you really get down to the nitty gritty of having a conversation with this person, man, they just like us.
Yep.
They
no
they
difference.
they just got money. That's it. But we don't
No difference.
see what they go through on TV behind, because it's behind the scenes. These people, because they're on TV, because they're famous, they try to keep their life so separate that we don't know that they don't wake up and have an argument with their spouse like we do, or they just sit and have pillow talk with their spouse, talk about the neighbor, talk about or just like we do, or talk about your friends or you, whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that we all do that. I'm just saying that just the normal stuff that we don't go through. Like they don't just do it. They just got money doing it. You know what I mean? That's it.
Because they, you know, the money and fame, you know, a lot of people put money and fame, they put them in a different category and make them like superhuman or something, you know. But like you said, when you meet a celebrity, you realize, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know, man. It's just
I gonna show
people just
you.
gotta be free. People just gotta have a free mind, and they just gotta be able to understand like what the world is about and stuff like that. If you put people above you based on fame and money, then you're not helping yourself.
I gonna give you a little example. I remember Rudy from the Huxtables.
Yeah.
Tegan, remember we been in Atlanta and she been to in the gym that we were.
I know this story. Go ahead.
I sit down and talk to this girl for about, we watch about two or three games, and I sit down and talk to she for all the game. Then like literally just sit there and me and she holding conversation, and we just talking, vibing, and whatever the case may be. And the amount of stories that this girl tell me, you know, like, you know, she done been broke, and you know, she done had the crazy girlfriend stories, and so, you know, like all kind of thing this girl tell me, my son, like, you know, and just regular, just normal. This is somebody that we grew up watching on TV, famous. It took me a little while to realize who she was, first of all. And even when I did, you know, I tried to treat her as normal, as, you know, I ain't try to fan out or nothing. And the girl talked to me so regular, so normal, and just like anybody else on the street. She ain't got no security, no nothing. Like she just a regular person in the gym come to watch her friend play basketball. That's it. And this girl got money. This girl get famous. She did movies. She don't be on the red carpet, and
I know it's Rudy, right? Youngsters. The Cosby Show. That man ain't about Rudy.
No, I know who you're talking about, but I just saying, like, you know, me personally, I just like I don't really get excited when I see any celebrities, so like I can't really relate to the story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like whoever it is just whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? I just never really
you can relate to the story, because what I'm saying is, like, we shouldn't hang out, fan out or whatever. Like, to be like you, we shouldn't fan out or because these are just regular people. They just got money. You know what I'm saying? And I like it was refreshing to talk to her, honestly. You know, I ain't trying to get her number. I ain't trying to ask her out on a date, you know, because she is who she is. We just literally having a regular conversation. She just like if I would sit down and talk to somebody else that's not famous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just so crazy how she just opened up to me just like that. She was telling me things that I can't believe we just met 3 minutes ago, and she there telling me these things. And she famous, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just these people go through things just like us.
Yep.
And all they have is money and a fame over us. That's it.
The only person I catch Pam nervous over is Kobe. Pam, I love Kobe, my son.
He's the next person after Tim Duncan and Jordan. That's the man.
Yeah, Pam, I love Kobe.
And
if Pam look Kobe there, he walking next to we go talk to the man. You remember that?
Yeah. I even rubbed shoulders. I even rubbed shoulders with Kobe's wife. That's the prettiest woman I ever seen. I gotta say that episode.
She's a darling.
I telling you, me and Tegan stand up by my son. I kind of like mumble next to my son. Tegan, you see who's standing up next to me, my son? she like an angel mumba. Like she had on like this all white dress, like pearly white dress, but it's like a dress that ain't gripping her body. It's just flowing in the wind like a real life angel. If anybody could have perfect lipstick on, she had it on, like the perfect layer, everything.
No, I seen her in person before.
She had a ring this big. She had a ring this big and a big.
Yeah, she got.
She was rigged. I just. I'm gonna have to mute these dudes because I be talking and these dudes just be cutting me off. Like I don't understand that. I was gonna say that I meet her in person before, but I just thought she was regular. that's just my opinion. Not this to her, she's beautiful and stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying? I just felt like she was regular. But I mute C Boogie instead of Tegan. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't find out either. I just thought, sometimes when you see people on TV, they just look way different in real life. Or when somebody is pretty on TV, they ain't as pretty in person. Well, I never thought that she was like real pretty on TV, but when I saw her in person, I thought that was just crazy how good she was real pretty. I ain't even lying to you.
She was a very pretty woman.
She was, like I said, she was like an angel just gliding across the floor. Just see, and when I tell you, Mumba, this lady's shoulder is touching my shoulder. She waited on Kobe. We waited on the game to done to go and play, and she waiting for Kobe them to come out. Like Derek Fisher wife was there. Dwayne Wade was out there. Like people waiting for the team to come out because they were getting ready to done. So she just literally, I leaning up on the wall and she literally rubbing shoulders with me, and it took me a while to realize who it was. Like, cause I honestly try and watch her. Just me, my manly instincts or whatever. A pretty woman. I try and get a good look at she. So I kind of like side eyeing on my son, or making like stretching movements, or just look that way or whatever the case may be. But then when I realized who it was, I elbowed Tegan. I said, "My son, Tegan, you used to who the next to me, my son." That's like Kobe wife next to me, my son. I like. But that was my little fanboy moment. I did kind of fan out for she and Kobe.
It was a cool moment. It was a cool moment. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure she regular too. I ain't tripping about that.
Yeah. I have met her. I actually met her, and I met damn, what's the partner name that I playing Boston Celtics. He played with he was one of the part of the big three. Ray Allen. I met his mother. His mother used to wear like a whole jersey full out of diamond. It worth like $2 million. Diamond all over the jersey. I just watched them and I said, something that was so strange. That year, Lakers was playing Celtics. And I went to the final. And I was sitting, literally, Kobe wife was about 2 chairs away from me, and Ray Allen mother. And then I'm going back and forth in the game, my son, like fans. And I just literally watching these two women, and I just said, but these people is regular people, like these people acting like these people cussing. Remy is a cheater. That's my son. They were going off. It was crazy, and it was really a cool moment. But me being a little spiritual, something kind of struck me like, something there was a little satanic. I don't know why I was using that word. Why would she have to why would she have to wear a $2 million jersey with
diamond
diamonds?
cut jersey? Yeah.
And then like you say, Kobe wife was just picture perfect Barbie doll. And the ring about this big. Like, do you need all that much? Really?
Yeah.
Like I think it was over for me. Nevertheless, they were beautiful women. It is what it is.
Yeah, all beautiful women, man.
I gonna give one last fan moment. When we were doing the ceremony, it just ironically just so happened that USA stood next to us. So like Chancey Billups like right next to me. But it was cool to see some of our players getting recognition from the NBA players. Like we had players, like I won't say fanning out, but there's the one that see like
Carl Krauser.
Yeah, like they were like actually coming at them, like dapping them man up, like
them man like, what's up, man? What's going on? Like, it was kind of good.
So we had some celebrities on our team, and it was just cool seeing the interaction with some of the players that we have, and one person, even up to Calvert, some of them man know Calvert, you know what I'm saying? Like in his travels in basketball, like he got a chance to meet some of them, so it was just cool, like to see that, come like I and on this particular team, I probably was the most less like career wise. Um, I would say less polished than the other players because everybody else play professional someplace. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they have more accomplishments than you. They have
Right.
to a higher level.
Me a mountain at that time was probably the less accomplished players on the team. So like just looking at that was kind of cool because I have met NBA players before in different travels and stuff, but not on that level. So and Teague all of them have Coffee, all of them have met players on that level. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it was a little cool for me. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like my introduction to this type of status. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
think
So,
because you are
Yeah.
Miss 2003, you didn't come on 2003 trip.
no, I wasn't there. I didn't get a call.
Yeah, because a lot of them like Jason Kidd and stuff, them I was on 2003. So when I met Jason Kidd them in 2006, he was like, "Yeah, you back for round two?" I was like, "Yeah, I back." So he had don't remember me, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of cool knowing that that man know who you be, you know what I'm saying? But I think if you was on that team, they definitely would have recognized you.
It was just
Jamil and so was already on that team and Coffee and stuff.
right. So all them man done had a little recognition, a little status. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was kind of cool to see that Mumbai. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I sit down and watch these man on TV. So it's nothing for me to admire them. I think it would be. I think it would be a little fake if I don't admire them in person. Maybe a little more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I just for
Yeah.
me, it's just that I guess because I've been around a lot of I don't like talking about it because I don't want to come off a certain way, but I've been around like so many,
Man, talk your
you know what I'm
talk, B.
saying?
You've been places.
No, what I'm trying to say is this is like I see people on TV playing, but I'm seeing them playing on TV, but like really like what I just I don't understand like what I should find out about or feel a certain way about because they don't have no type of relationship towards me and stuff like that. Because I guess I just view it a different way than a lot of people. Like I mean, like I was in the same locker room with Ken Griffey Jr. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was, and I just felt like the people that who I was around, I guess they were just so down to earth. Like it wasn't a big deal to even like fan out and stuff like that
You're
or
right.
anything like
Because
that. And
Ken
that's
Griffey
just,
Jr. was one of my favorite. If I had met you, I would have definitely found out.
you know what I'm saying? But
Because I would have been like, if it ain't iffy, it's not Griffey.
it's like, he just want to have conversation and just talk and stuff like that. I think just having those experience, I just never really, view it a different way and stuff like that. Like I've been to AAU games and LeBron James is right there and Carmelo Anthony, them right there, just chilling and stuff like that is the same thing. Like I don't really like fan out and stuff like that. At the same time, those guys just want to live a regular life and just
Right,
enjoy watching the
right.
game.
And
So,
don't get me wrong. My fan out is between us. My
Yeah,
fan out
yeah.
is between Tegan and Coffee and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I ain't
It
I
wasn't
ain't
in
showing
public.
them that I fanning out. You know what I'm saying? I gonna talk to them regular or whatever the case may be. But if they only know what's going on internally, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I just feel like it's just how each player affects you as a person and stuff like that. So like Penny was my favorite player, Penny and Kobe growing up, and I had I was blessed to meet both of them, and you know what I'm saying, it wasn't a big, and it was just like whatever, man. It was just like I just felt like it was whatever. Like I think the biggest celebrity I ever met for me personally, that I was like, man, I can't believe I met him, and I was like, man, I cannot believe I met him was Suge Knight. You know what I'm saying? I was in a club in Caesar's Palace and Suge Knight was there and stuff like that. I met Suge Knight, took picture with Suge Knight and stuff like that. And I just felt like that was amazing just because I remember me young and nigga. So we and Harry Gunn playing Tupac and talking about Suge
Yeah.
Knight and
I was
I just
gonna
had the
say that.
opportunity to
Like,
meet him.
oh,
I was like, yeah, this is crazy. Like I actually met him, but that was about it. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just an old boring person, man. That's what it is.
hey, but with all honestly, the athletes them appreciate more like that because when you're cool like that, they kind of know that you ain't fanning out. They'll talk to you more.
Yeah.
Because I remember a lot of episodes when everybody were trying to talk to Iverson, and they were kind of fanning out. Iverson had a big entourage in Puerto Rico, and he was like, "Man, blah, 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 just brushing them man off. And then one day, me, Coffee, I think Isaiah Thomas, Steve Nash, all we was downstairs, and Iverson came by. I was like, "Hey, man, what Tim at?" And he was like, "Man, and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
why would he, he get to it? That guy's always playing video game in his damn thing room." I said, "Man, the Virgin Islands is just like couple. It's man, I want to go to. I told that big clown I want to go to the VI. Like he was down. He had like that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And he was really cool. And at the end of the whole trip, obviously he took a picture with me, but we didn't find out. We kind of just approached you like, yeah,
Regular.
what going on? You know what I'm saying? I think he appreciate that.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true, man.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Man,
brothers, I know this
brothers,
is my first time back, but 3.5 hour live.
man,
Without a true guess.
I know.
But I felt I will say I love the topics that we touch. Mumbai
Yeah, it was
started
really
off with
good.
some good question, and then we just kind of like everybody just kind of we just took it, to another level. Of the guests, the viewers, them had some good questions and stuff like that. So it was a good show. We disappointed that Mountain couldn't. No, we're not disappointed, but
We'd have
unfortunately,
loved to have him
yeah,
on. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
unfortunately, we couldn't get Mounted to come on tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because he got good stuff, great stuff going on with his kids. And I know this weekend I thought I saw him wishing his daughter happy birthday. So I'm pretty sure that's what he out doing, having
Yeah.
family time. So, but the topics today was good. I think we touch a little bit of everything actually.
Yeah.
So this was good,
Including
refreshing.
conspiracy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget, I'm going to Iraq on Thursday for Easter. I'm going to look for Jabari. That's my word to
Yeah.
Harry. I
Well,
am going to look for Jabari.
I thought Jabari gave us his word that he gonna come on.
Yeah, he kind of punking out, but I'm going to look
No, no,
for
yeah.
him.
He gave us his word. He gave us his word. So we'll see, man.
I look forward to that.
Yeah,
I
That'll
am
be
going
very
to look for
interesting.
Jabari when I go St. Thomas. I got you.
you know. No, is
Hail up my father when you're there over there.
for just
Hold on.
My father? Prince. You never met my father. He there over there though.
No, I never met your pops.
no. I just wanted to shout out Chris, man, because Chris was gonna be the guest host, for today with Mountain. We spoke about it, so we're gonna reschedule. No, man, it was we was on Chris show just this couple days ago on Wednesday, and we had some good conversation, good topics. And for me, man, we all experience in life. We all have kids and stuff like that. And I just like to hear people's perspective, different perspective and topics. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I like to hear other people, you know, mind frame and certain things and stuff like that. So we had some good conversation, tonight, man. It was fun and just hearing everybody's perspective and stuff like that. So, you know,
Definitely finally glad to be on with everybody. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate what y'all doing. As I tell Mumba all the time, I look at you guys as big brothers, as in the basketball community and in the VI community as a whole. See Boogie Talks. A lot of what I started to push myself came from watching you guys. All y'all, I've talked and followed you guys' career throughout my life. So, what I mean, this finally being on with Ultra y'all was definitely amazing, man. I appreciate the invite.
Oh, no problem,
you're
man.
welcome, bro. You're welcome.
Yeah. You watching your show the other night. That I was really impressed by your friend Corey. Yes. So
Yeah,
you need to incorporate he somehow some more because that dude has some good views. He taught very well. Just like how the same way I feel about Karen is how I feel about he.
yeah, yeah.
He definitely he had some good views. His point of views and the way he I delivers
Articulate.
it. Yeah, the way he delivers it is I just good to listen. He's somebody I would like to listen to some more.
Yeah, he you'd have to kind of give a tug and a tug and a tug. My main thing, I gotta reach out to his wife. That's like family. I gotta reach out to his wife. Once and I reach out to she, it's like okay. I know he's on, man. I know he's on. He kind of more reserved. You know, he had his life. I know he more on the reserved on the coaching and family tip. But I get what you're saying, and I tell him the same thing. I say, yo, you need to make a more appearance. You need to make a more appearance because people like to hear what you guys say, man.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
I definitely was impressed by him. As much at the same level, I'd be impressed by Karen.
Facts.
Good night, Karen.
Yeah. Good night,
Oh, yeah,
Karen. Good
good night,
night.
Karen. Good night, Karen. Big up.
My K, special K. Yeah, man, brothers. Gonna make a little run.
Yeah,
It's a
man.
pleasure coming back with I, man. It's been a joy.
Yeah,
Really,
man.
I've been, I'm busy and stuff like that. But once I get a good chance, I come in. I mean, my sister buy me all these things. I ain't get it for fun. I got my mic now. Can go all over the place.
Where,
All over the
where
place.
you where you where you
Akeem
get at,
on Facebook. Facebook. My bad. Pal.
Uh-huh.
where you get at it from? I like that there. I like the look of that there.
You gotta check Carrie Ann for that. Hey, is Alrika? I know you're texting all night. You didn't sync, right? Yeah, don't say good stuff. I wanna know if you're
Yeah.
there. You
Okay,
probably
fine.
there.
See,
Oh,
see,
I ain't on YouTube, but it's so funny. My daughter keeps telling me I need to get on YouTube. But Akeem, you can find me on Facebook. Just type in C Boogie or Mumba. Have me tag on the page so you can find me that way as well.
yeah. See Boogie Talks, man. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. You guys tune in, man. Check it out, man. Good dialogue, good conversation. Also Live Wire. You
She
guys check
dressed
them
rich,
out
Tiga.
as well too.
Oh, okay, good thing. I got holla at she
Definitely.
tomorrow. If she want a car, she can come and get a car, but she gotta drop me.
See Boogie Talks Wednesdays 8 p.m. 8 p.m. See Boogie Talks Wednesday 8 p.m. Live
I
Wire as
suppose
well. You guys check them out. Check them out. Check them out.
I supposed to have on I was just talking to you. I was supposed to have on Devon Peltier this Wednesday, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Delvon is my guy. That's a good show. That's a good person as well. Um, yeah, one of my favorite players of all time too on the VI. We should have him on one of these days because he's a very up man, very humble guy, very
Yeah,
hard worker, can shoot out the gym,
yeah,
smile but have a big heart. He's like the
yeah,
Saint Thomas shotgun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
gonna be a good one. I will be tuned in. See Boogie.
yeah, man, yeah, man. Give thanks for sure.
Yeah, next guest we working on. I already talked to him was to get Jaja Richards. So Karen sent me some few names, so I'll get in touch with him. But right now, next person we looking to get is Jaja Richards. So definitely have him on. We should have had him on from a long time ago, but I kept forgetting to contact him. He lived right in Orlando. He lived like 5 miles away from me. So that's
Okay.
sad.
Well,
That's terrible.
I stay and guard. I might call her if I meet Jabari. We might have Jabari is somebody we can't schedule. We just have to have a spur of the moment. Say Jabari, let me do it tonight. So I'll be ready once I do rock.
Yeah, man.
Well,
You know,
we definitely looking forward to that because that's one person I think everybody want to hear from.
Of
yeah.
course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Viewers, appreciate you guys as always answering the questions. Posting your questions, being engaged. Everybody, I appreciate you guys as always, man. So
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Well, fellas, everybody have a good night. Enjoy
Yeah,
what's
man.
left of the weekend.
For sure,
And
man.
good talk tonight. Good talk.
Most definitely. Same here. Same here. Have a good night, fellas. Appreciate you guys, man.
Peace
Yeah.
out.
don't be a fanboy, become a